Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a mind. Never made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to look control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games. Whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a slice, extra mozzarella. Crew gotta born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge to tell her? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble. Depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I have seen everything that has ever happened, ever will happen, ever could happen, and yet, what the hell is this?
Are you ready?
I might take off a couple of heads a night. Somebody give me a guillotine. I just might ride on my enemies. Dog and I fuck on my energy. Nowadays they just talk, but they talk about nothing. Nowadays everybody wanna say something. Goddamn, I'm the man and it feel like it. Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way, please. I'm trying to get paid.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie, the Blerd without fear. Got the homie Robo of Left Face TV. Welcome. Is this episode 38 of the Nerds of Culture podcast? I don't keep up. I don't.
It's 30 a lot.
It's 30 a lot. That's you know what? It's yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's what we're gonna go with. That's the one. That is the one. Anyway, welcome to your weekly woke shade room. We're gonna be talking about some stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of it might get a little spicy. It might get medium spicy. I don't know. It depends on how everybody responds to what we have to say. I don't know. It's. I'm not gonna lie, man. Look, I want to preface some of not our main topic, but one of the things we're gonna talk about. I kind of want to preface it. I just want to preface it just so much as, man, I'm so sick of talking about Bo DeMaio that it's not even funny. Like, I've become exhausted.
It's a good thing we're talking about it today.
Right. Like, it's become emotionally exhausting to the point where I'm just like, I like to pride myself on being able to walk and chew bubblegum.
Right.
At the same time, I can see someone as having been victimized, but also see them as a victimizer at the same time, because, you know, it's not always so like black and white. There's usually shades of gray.
Right.
And that's kind of what we get a lot of here with what's going on with Bo DeMaio. That said, everybody and their grandma, the second that like there was any little bit of controversy, everybody and their grandma was coming out with their stories. And I don't mean like credible stories. I mean just people who are like, in all likelihood, chasing clout.
Absolutely, 100%. I don't know if you know, but he was sending videos of his booty butthole to everybody.
To everybody. Yeah.
Everybody.
Like
Children. He actually sent posters of his butthole to his elementary school.
Yeah.
He thought it was cool.
Yeah. Even I got one. I don't even know him, and I got one.
Yeah.
I saw it in my email.
I think everybody got one.
It was just today. You
know.
But no, it was devolving into stuff like, oh, I have a cousin whose sisters, brothers, cousins, best friend's roommate is best friends with an uncle who has a niece that goes to work with somebody who is related, like a third cousin twice removed, from Bo DeMaio's roommate's brother's girlfriend. Like it was always some bullshit like that.
Right. Yeah.
And I was just like, look, I was like, man, can we please just calm down? Like that, it's actually the main reason why when it got brought up here, I think it was actually brought up as we were going off the air last go around.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I don't want to talk about it now, because I was like, we don't know anything, and everybody is pretending to know shit. And I want to make it clear, I'm not saying people have been victim. Like if anyone actually has been victimized by Bo DeMaio, I am more than I think we have proven on the show. We are always more than willing to hear out and believe victims.
Yeah.
But no one said anything. Like, no actual victim has said anything. It's all people pretending to have some ties to Bo that they actually don't.
And that's not to say, like you said, that they're not there.
Yeah, no,
it's about what opinion are you holding?
Right.
No, what are you basing the opinion that you hold on? I mean, I was going back and forth with a couple people on the Nerds of Culture account on Threads about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and by the way, both sides, we're gonna, this particular, we are the wake show, the wake showroom, the woke shade room.
We so woke, we wake.
We stay awake. But it's We are woke, but the fact of the matter is that you got judges that are happy about this, right? Because here we go. Someone's gay is doing some shit. I told you about those people. You know what I mean? Disney, what I tell you, they're the real pedophiles, right? And so, of course, that's going to fit their narrative, right? And then you have the, believe victims and yada, 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 right? And so you're getting it from both sides if you pick one way or another. Now, for me, I have a very easy and consistent way to look at this sort of things, these sort of things, and it's, what is your baseline?
Right.
What are you automatically going to do, and then how do you adjust from there? My baseline is going to be believe the victim. Well, guess what? I don't have in this case. I don't have a victim. Like you said, nobody's come up. I don't have a victim.
Right.
So now what is the next thing? What is the next thing that I have? I have a worker, a dude, a black dude, a black gay dude,
right,
versus $1 billion corporation. And you motherfuckers think I'm gonna choose the $1 billion corporation?
Never.
Fuck out of here. So my immediate baseline is gonna be, look, if I have to pick one right now with zero info, I'm gonna pick Bo.
Easy.
Like, but this, but that, but da. Give me info. Because I'll tell you what, right now, we'll tie him to the stake. I'll collect all the wood.
I'll pour the gasoline myself.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the motherfucker. It's not emotional.
Well,
this is data. You know what I'm saying? Give me something. Help me.
Well, I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest, because like, I talked to a bunch of different people over on Threads about this, same as you did, and like the same as you on my personal account. I got it from both sides. I had people, some even in the gay community, who were like, "Nah, I don't like how he's doing this. He's trying to use his sexual identity as a shield and da 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 da." And I was like, you know what? If it is actually the case that Bo is on that bullshit, I 100% agree. I 100% agree, because I don't like anyone using their identity as a shield when they've done something wrong. Like it's not to say that you can't be who you are, but like, how would it look if one day y'all found out that I wear white after Labor Day?
You son of a bitch.
Me, right? I mean,
it just made me angry. It's just
scandal.
Like I know it's hypothetical, but still, I couldn't help it.
It's like, ooh.
Oh my god, I'm so pissed right now.
You're right. but imagine when everyone tries to cancel me for it. Imagine I say, see, y'all just coming after me because I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me be real here. The example I just used is a terrible example, because who actually cares about
right.
white after Labor Day?
I know what you're saying.
But like, I'll even take it a step further.
The Black Sands defense. Yeah, exactly.
Right, the Black Sands defense. I'm like, you came up after me because I'm black.
Yeah.
But no, but like, if you found out that like I deal drugs to children or something like that, if you found out I was slinging rocks on the street secretly to children, and then I got caught, like, I mean, I don't mean someone made something up. I mean, I got caught on camera doing this, and I go, see, y'all do this because I'm black. That's what I'm talking about. You can't, because at that point you diminish all the times that this actually happens to people when it's not true. Like when people have trumped up charges thrown against them with no evidence whatsoever, are persecuted to the fullest extent of the law, whether that law be the law of the courts or the law of public opinion. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I also had some people who were like, man, fuck Disney. Like, that's messed up, dude. I can't believe they came after dude for this, that, and the third. Yada, 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 whoop-de-whoop.
Right.
And I even had one person, actually I had more than a few people, but like there was one specific person who I'm not going to dime out, but basically they said something to the tune of, well, it's kind of obvious what he did. Because I basically put out my response was that we don't know what he did. And everybody's drawing, like, same as when he was initially fired. Everybody and their grandma came out with all these, like, there were so many, and oh my God, there were so many people who were like, oh, he got fired because of OnlyFans. He has an OnlyFans account. That's why. He has an OnlyFans account where he takes thirst pictures of himself. He takes thirst pictures of himself. He has his shirt all off, and he'd be showing his feet on OnlyFans. That's why Disney canned him. And it's like, nope, that is not the reason why, because he had that OnlyFans account when he was working on Moon Knight.
Yeah.
He's had that OnlyFans account for a while. Like, he's written multiple things for Disney, so that's not the reason why.
That's right.
But like, everybody kept trying to claim that they knew.
The two things could be true at once. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But I feel like walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. We need to put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing. You know, we say this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I heard it, right? Because I remember when Bill Cosby the first news popped. And I remember America, right? That's TV dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hold on. Sorry.
You're all good. Good.
Yeah. I need an on-air light from outside the door.
Oh, yeah.
No, but shit, what was I saying? It only that's it. That's all it takes. Poof, gone.
Mm-hmm.
What was I saying? Do you remember what I was saying?
I don't. You were talking about. Man, okay, look, leave me alone,
Cosby,
y'all.
Thank you, Blaze. Yeah,
Cosby.
Me and Blerd both got the same problem. I can't depend on him. It's not.
This ain't water.
You lying at? Is it for real? Ooh, look at you, jungle juice out there.
This ain't
the
water.
First thing came out about Bill Cosby, everybody and their mother, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody, understandably.
Oh yeah.
Was of course
pissed.
He is a stand-up black man, family man. Of course they're gonna go after him. Of course they tear him down. And you keep hearing the shit that comes out. 1, 2, 10, 50, 100, 1,000. He's like, bro, how many? Like, what do you want? Now, here's the deal.
When it got to 80, I was like, all right, come on now, y'all. Like, what's going on here?
That's it. That's some Warren Ellis. Just like Warren Ellis. I'm like, come on now.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Like 100 women signed this motherfucker. Okay, time out. Now, is it possible that that people like P. Diddy or Bill Cosby or R. Kelly are going to, once they're caught, the hammer's gonna come down quick and faster than any white, rich, powerful person?
Yes.
Is it when they get caught and they're just like boom, straight to the gallows immediately?
Done.
Is there maybe race played because of the bias that is already in our system? Sure, but let me tell you something. When the racism in our country plays out like that, I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Not in that case, because there's too many other cases where the bias goes to where the person's innocent.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like we do need to, check everybody. We need to check the inequality in our system. But like, if you're telling me they only went after me because I'm black, and I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, but you also do have all those body parts in your fridge. So what the fuck you want me to do? You know, you want me to go out there free, whatever this made up dude's name is, Nah. So maybe maybe, and this is all we could do for this segment, right? Because all we have is maybes and speculation, and clearly there's NDAs involved, and there may or may not be a lawsuit. And everybody in the mother has their own reasons for why they're going to believe a thing or not believe a thing, and it's like, what is your moral framework? Where does this sit? And I am all for. I am not that dude. Listen, I promise y'all, you guys, you only saw a taste with Jonathan Majors.
Oh, man. I
promise y'all, I will piss off a lot of people in chat right now because I am a give the benefit of the doubt victim to the victim type of person. That's the way that I am. That's my moral framework. And because I'm not a judge, I'm not on the jury, right? I'm not proven until I'm a dude who's going to be like, no. Somebody in chat said it earlier. For every Amber Heard, there's 1,000 women who are like,
yep,
had no part in whatever, right? And if you don't disagree, if you disagree with the whole, I don't care. The point is, that. But the fact of the matter is that in this case, you didn't show me a victim. This is not a victim I'm not believing. It's just Disney saying he did something and nobody else is corroborating it. So that's where I'm at.
That's one thing I'll throw out there is so let's go to where this all kind of kicks off.
All right, yeah.
Bo DeMaio, he put out well, technically he did this both on Twitter and on Threads.
Pat Nevermore.
Oh wait, what
they find Jeffrey Dahmer's shower? Head and shoulders.
Okay, wait a minute, bro. Wait.
I was told you're not allowed to laugh. You're not allowed to be entertained by the Dahmer story. That's what I was told. I don't know. I love the shit out that show, and I was told I'm not allowed to enjoy the show.
Well, it's one of those things. Like, that show gives me so many mixed emotions, but and I think that's kind of the point. But
yeah.
But for me, the school of thought I come from is comedians spent the better part of 5 years telling Jeffrey Dahmer jokes. Black comedians.
Right.
Black comedians. Right. Like I specifically remember a Martin Lawrence bit where he said, yeah, man, imagine going over dude's house and finding an ass in the refrigerator. Like, I'm sorry. Like, at this point, I can laugh. The statute of limitations passed. I can laugh about that shit, but
it's free. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to.
Yeah, we have to now. Yeah. But I'm gonna pull this up. This is once again, this is a thing that Bo DeMaio put out. By the way, man, I have such a hard time with stuff like this because I've heard two different stories about this image. So let's just go ahead and run you through it. First off, Bo DeMaio says, firstly, I'm so grateful to have worked on XMen 97. Collaborating with some amazingly talented folks, creating the revival was a dream come true, and support and the support. And the support fans have shown is so touching. However, I felt it pressing for me to speak up in the wake of leaving the show. So he says on the next slide is XMen Fan Art I posted on Instagram for Gay Pride in June. On June 13, Marvel sent a letter notifying me that they had stripped my Season 2 credits due to the post. Sadly, this is the latest in a troubling pattern I suffered through while working on X-Men 97 and Blade. I'll have more to say soon, but must take a step back from social media to find a safer space for me to be out, proud, and nerdy. Now, one of the things that, some people try to say, oh, this isn't why he was fired. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. This isn't why he's fired. I'm just saying, if he was fired because of something related to his sexual identity, that ain't right. And I think that's where people, I think people should really go back to school and get their reading comprehension up to snuff. Because I can't tell you how many people read a thread that I posted where I literally start the sentence with, if, not did, not will, not has, not already done. If I said if Marvel or Disney, whoever, fired him for that reason, then that would be categorically wrong. And there are some people like, well, he didn't get fired for that. This picture was taken in June and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, look, I get it.
But listen to what they're saying, though. How
Right.
do they know?
No, exactly. Like,
how the fuck did I know?
and there were people who, there were legitimately people who came out and were like, oh, well, this is actually why so have blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Because as to what I alluded to earlier when someone said, oh, well, technically we know what he did because they said egregious misconduct. Egregious misconduct can mean anything because if I'm not mistaken, they used egregious misconduct to describe why they fired James Gunn. And we all know Disney knew about all them little nasty ass tweets that James Gunn used to post before he got hired to Guardians of the Galaxy. As a matter of fact, James Gunn apologized for the tweets before he got hired to be on Guardians of the Galaxy. He apologized to him a second time after he got hired to do Guardians of the Galaxy because they resurfaced. And the only reason those tweets came back up again is because James Gunn was a very avid and vocal critic of Donald Trump at the time when he was still president.
Yep.
And the account, I forget who it was exactly, but it was a prominent right-wing account who basically pushed those tweets back in the forefront. And that was why he got fired. He got fired not because of, Disney had just found out about tweets. No, Disney knew about the tweets. It was the fact that they were back in the public eye and it wasn't a good look. And no one really could remember that James Gunn had already apologized twice for this shit. And they fired him. And then what did they do? They brought him back, which is kind of what I thought was going to happen with Bo DeMaio. I was like, they're going to fire him for now. I was like, okay, yeah, they're going to kick Bo DeMaio to the curb. Once the season is over, maybe they'll kind of play it quiet for a little bit. And then, maybe since he already did some work on season 2, I think the only thing he had not done is season 3. I was like, okay, probably, they'll probably keep his name, out of, the public eye, for season 2. And then when season 3 comes around, oh, hey, guess what? Boses Back, y'all. And it's like, oh, man, look. Man, look at that right there, man. See, I told y'all he wasn't gone. I told y'all he was going to come. That's what I expected to happen. But now, oh, no. I don't know, man.
Yeah. So, here, let me tell y'all something, man. Like, people in the chat, I know we got some vets in the chat. Even if you're not a vet, if you worked in the corporate world, there are certain words that you figure out pretty quickly. Especially the longer you stay in, there are some words that I'm telling you right now, they don't mean dick. Yeah. They are purposefully ambiguous so that the reader can kind of place whatever they want in that message. Mm-hmm. And so when they say egregious, what other fucking word would they use?
Right.
Considering it would be illegal to fire him otherwise if it wasn't egregious, you know what I mean? Would the statement be, hey, we have stripped him of his season 2 rights and he will no longer be working for Disney? He did it it was a minor thing. It really wasn't even that big of a deal, actually. So don't worry about it, but he's still fired. Like, of course they're going to say it's egregious.
Right.
And by the way, somebody was like telling me like, oh, you're going to have egg on your face. Yeah. Nope. I promise you tomorrow, if tomorrow is the body parts in the fridge, whatever the fuck, I'm like, okay, cool. Don't feel bad. Don't regret it at all. I will always in this position take the side of the worker. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, especially if they're of color.
Oh yeah,
no one's gonna make me feel bad for saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like that. That's just the fact. Now, some people, by the way, not to contradict myself, but some people I know are using a little bit of logic or you know what I mean, past history
Okay.
to
Yeah.
come to a conclusion, right?
Okay.
So Bo DeMaio, this is not his first run-in with a controversy, as they say. Didn't he get into some shit before?
Yeah, I remember hearing something in the past about when he was working on The Witcher that, like, you know, I don't know if it was anything so much to the tune of like sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
You know, let me be clear here when I say that alleged sexual misconduct. But I did hear stuff about how like he was difficult to work with, or that he could be like, I guess for all intents and purposes, a dick. Which I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily illegal. It's shitty, not illegal. You know, it's a free country. You're allowed to be a dick. It's just that, you know, no one's, you know, obligated to like you very much, if that's the case. But, you know, kind of like what you alluded to earlier, you know, talking about, you know, egregious misconduct. It's kind of like when you hear about people getting divorced and the reason is irreconcilable differences. Well, what the fuck is irreconcilable differences? I don't know. It just means something happened that they couldn't fucking reconcile.
That's right.
And honestly,
That's right.
it doesn't have to be cheating. It doesn't have to be infidelity. It doesn't have to be cheating. It could literally be like, you know what? I don't like the way you pronounce your W's. I don't like the way you pronounce them.
Yeah,
So.
it could be anything. No fault divorce states, which, by the way, Steven Crowder is super against.
Yeah, because doesn't he live in one?
Yeah, well, shit, you know he does.
Yeah. Oh man, can't wait. I wonder if he's going to use his.
I love laughing at the pain of pieces of shit.
Oh yeah. I hope he. You know what? I hope the judge overseeing it is a black judge, and I hope that judge is keenly aware of all the times that he puts on his black voice to make fun of black people. Can't wait.
I hope it's a black woman judge who's pregnant.
Ooh, man.
And hasn't stopped working yet.
Oh, man. It would be so beautiful. It would be so beautiful. But yeah.
Off with his head.
It's like, or you know what? Ooh, even better. Even better. A black woman judge. A black pregnant woman judge who also has dogs. And understands that she shouldn't be... well, no, because that was what started the whole thing. Was that he wanted her to pick up the dog shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, you know, she shouldn't be doing that while she's pregnant, you know, because
that's right.
But he was like, but yeah, you know, he had his whole little mini meltdown.
I do remember seeing that video, and not to keep us all derailed, but
yeah.
He did have a podcast to do. So I thought she was being a little selfish.
Yeah, you know, I mean, look. This guy works real hard, podcasting, and you know, multiple times a week, wearing his little fake gun belt, his gun holster with no gun in it. I don't even get the point. Like, who wears? Okay, first off, those things are not comfortable. So who wears the shoulder holster get up with no gun in it? Like that. Like, I'm sorry, but
cosplayers.
Yeah,
that's what they are.
It's like come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So
3 days, shit.
Man.
I do 1 day.
Hey,
one
dude.
day. Nerds and Culture Thursdays, and my wife knows that is so much work I put into this. I don't do shit for the rest of the week because I'm planning, working, sweating, stretching. Right? I stretch for 6 days straight to get ready for this.
I mean, he's so busy. Here's the thing, man. Steven Crowder, man, he it's hard work to rub your balls on people's shoulders. Okay, it is. It's hard work. It's hard work. Sorry, this is what it is, man. I don't make the rules. But to get us back on track.
Yeah.
One of the things. Now, I want to go back to this first image. I want to go back to this first image just for a moment because some people say the reason, and once again, this is where we're getting hearsay territory. Some people say the reason he was fired was not because he was gay and not necessarily, so much not necessarily so much for the picture itself, but what the picture represents. There were people who came out and were spreading a story. This is where when I was talking earlier about the sisters, brothers, cousins, best friends, roommate deal. The 6 degrees of Bo DeMaio. One of the things that came up was that apparently, kind of as you had alluded, like once again here, let me hit the button. Allegedly, he was sending pictures of his butthole and his private parts to coworkers and people who directly reported to him. Now, once again, we'll say allegedly. We don't know if this is true. However, one of the things that came up was that he would send pictures of himself in like half naked or fully naked, doing
suggestive poses. Right.
Yeah, doing like superhero. And honestly, from what I understand, someone. There was one person out there who, this has not been confirmed, but they claimed that one of the pictures he sent was basically this, but it was actually him, not like a drawing of him, and that he was sending that around the office to motivate his animators or whatever. And once again, we don't know. Okay, first off, let's address the elephant in the room right now.
All right.
If he did actually send pictures of himself, I don't care what those pictures were, whether it was his butthole, his genitals, or pictures of him.
Let's just say it's this, because I've only heard the hero pose thing.
Right.
The butthole thing was a joke, by the way.
Gotcha.
I didn't actually hear that.
Okay. I did. Well, I had heard private parts, so I mean, I just lump it all in there. So.
No, but yeah, I heard that one. The one where he's like in hero poses for inspiration. That's what I heard.
Right.
Yeah.
If he actually did that, okay, fuck him. Okay, because that's sexual harassment. That's sexual harassment. Full stop. That's not even like that's especially if it's two people who did not ask for them. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're sending pictures of yourself in the buff, or I think naked except for a Speedo and a shoulder strap that makes no sense and a visor. Okay, yeah, that is. I'm sorry, that is. And I don't care how good you look. I don't care how good you look. If you send that to people, it would be fair if anyone, male, female, or anywhere in between, felt some type of way about that.
Yeah.
You'd be yeah.
I will tell you this, and I think it's just me being, I'm just putting my personal opinion on it. I'm not that it would or wouldn't be legal. I'm looking at this picture right here, and if he put on a cosplay, like a sexy cosplay, but I mean, he's not nude, his dick's not out, nothing like that. And he sent it around to be like, hey, here you go. You need to make yourself a black X-Man like this. I feel like, again, I'm talking about not nudity, not suggestive, no like strap-ons. Like I'm literally talking about this right here, what we're seeing, a real life version of it. I can see you, hey, don't send out shit like that again. I feel like that would warrant a reprimand. Yeah. I don't know that I feel like if he sent a real life picture of this, what we're looking on the screen right now, we're talking pulling credits, you know what I mean? Because then I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Then, and it's okay. This is not a hill I would die on, by the way.
No. Like, I know
I'm not being like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like, this is like, oh, if you don't agree with this, then you clearly need to fucking get your ethics changed or whatever. Okay, if you said, nah, sorry, bro, I think he definitely deserves it, I would be like, okay, maybe I need to chew on that some more. I don't know. So I'm sitting at about an 80% confidence rate right now, to where I'm like, if somebody put out something like this, and then they got credits pulled, I'm going to lean towards, if he had been black and gay, I bet you he would not have his credits pulled. You know what I mean? Because I don't remember what the year was, but I don't know if it's still around or if it's just recently the last state got rid of it. But have you ever heard of the panic defense for murder? There was this is real. Y'all can Google it. There are places like Texas to where if you take a woman home and you are getting ready to do the deed and she has a penis, you more or less have the fucking you can kill her. You can straight up fucking murder her. And so I'm trying to imagine, and there are cases where it's like, oh well, you know.
I'm sorry,
it's a panic. Yeah.
It took me a minute. Like, it took me a minute to process that. And I'm just like,
the trans panic defense. That's it. That's it.
Wow. I bet they have that here. I bet they have that here in Tennessee.
Now, to be fair, it's not a unique law, actually.
Really?
Crime. It's pretty much in the same category as crime of passion. Like these laws don't prevent you from doing premeditated murder, but it's like, you imagine you came home from hunting, or you work, you know, or you're a cop and you come home and your wife's in bed with somebody and you freak out. Yeah, there are places you could do plead temporary insanity. You know, it's crime of passion is what it is, not temporary insanity. But it's but they put that with trans people. Like, oh yeah, of course you would be that man. So now what I'm thinking is like, great. So knowing that our culture is in that way, I'm not saying that sending a picture like that is appropriate for the workplace. I'm not saying it's professional. I'm not saying you know what? I'm not even saying that he shouldn't get fired. Maybe it's like, look, in this day and age, that was enough to get fired. Fine.
Wow.
But if we're going like to tear it down and strip your credits and shit like that, I'm like, look, I get maybe firing him, but you're going super extra because people were super extra offended because he's gay and he's black. So maybe, you know, it's like, I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah. What are you wilding about? What happened? You looked up something?
No. Okay, so I was looking up the gay and trans panic defense.
Yeah.
It's actually banned here in Tennessee.
Good.
Like, you can't use it as a defense.
You got that one dude in Tennessee. He is I want to say he's good.
Well,
he's looked like a young Martin Luther King out there.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
you don't talk about that representative.
Okay, so I have to get them right because there's two different ones in Tennessee, and they're both named Justin, and I always get their names. and well, they don't look alike, but they both are like Black Revolution. They were like they were two of the three that got kicked out of their or got removed from like the house or
right. You got censored and yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I remember.
But no, like, but they're both. I think one's Justin Pearson and the other's Justin. I can't remember the other Justin's last name, but I always get them mixed up,
Bautista?
So I just say Justin.
Bautista Jones.
Who dat?
Bautista Jones, Justin Bautista Jones. No,
I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, I see them both. I see one looks like he's black, but he could be like mixed with Asian or
Native, like he might be like indigenous or something. Yeah.
And the other one's like
is it Justin
Black
Jones?
Power.
Is it Justin Jones? Yeah, it's Justin Jones. That's the one you're thinking about, is Justin Jones, or the one you were just talking about, the one that looks like he might be like either or. And Justin Pearson is the other one who like I'm not gonna lie, that motherfucker.
Yeah, Justin Pearson. Yeah.
Yeah, Pearson is the one that makes me always like, every time that motherfucker talks, I'm just like,
you got to go to church.
I was like, man, hold on. Actually, I know why white people are afraid of him, because whenever I hear him talk, I see a young Malcolm X every fucking time.
Yeah.
I see it here, young. Dude, motherfucker had
him talk to the delegation. The Tennessee roll call.
Mm-hmm.
Flawless.
Dude.
I know they were just going from all the groups to groups, so he didn't have a teleprompter. I'm pretty sure.
No, he was talking,
spitting, not a not a break, not a nothing. Just I'm like, shit,
chef's
man,
kiss.
That guy's good.
Fucking chef's kiss. But I mean,
talk about an orator. Yeah,
man,
anyway.
Dude, that's like that. Like, you know what? Yeah, because okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. We'll get back to it. The thing I've discovered I don't like about modern day politicians is they all try and sound like Barack Obama.
I've seen it, and the hand movements too.
They do the,
stop.
Oh yeah, no, they do the hand movements, they do the cadences, because that's the thing I used to always clown Pete Buttigieg for, because I was like, man, he's trying, or no, not Pete Buttigieg, Beto O'Rourke. I was like, that motherfucker keeps trying to talk like Obama. Josh Shapiro does the same thing, and they or if they don't do the Obama, they all turn into like a black revolutionary. Like it's kind of like case like I love AOC. But when she gave her speech at the DNC the other night, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
No, I
heard.
I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit because I was like,
yep.
Okay, Sister Soldier, calm down. Calm down.
That's right.
I was like, look, I was like,
you know why? Because you could sense when it's not authentic.
Yes. Yeah. Because
you know what I'm saying?
It doesn't feel
Warnock
right.
did the same thing.
Yeah. But he's a preacher, so you know.
That guy's a pastor for his whole life. That was natural. That was him. You know what I mean? But like AOC. I literally, like, you are awesome. You're great. You know what I mean? Lackluster, barely brought up the Palestinians, whatever.
Yeah.
But we've already heard you speak 1,000 times, and it didn't have Southern Baptist pastor vibes to it.
No.
So you come in with some different vibe. Like, what are you doing? What is he doing, baby?
I was like. Calm down, little girl.
Yeah,
calm down, little girl. But to that point though, I'll just say this. I know that a lot of different people have done videos about this whole thing. I know a lot of people have talked about this. But here's the thing I want to tell you all. I don't believe any of them. And that's whether they're for or against Bo. Because here's the thing. Nobody fucking knows. Everybody's just making shit up. I don't care if it's the new rock stars. I don't care if it's top 10 nerd. I don't care which of your favorite content creators told you what happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. Guess what? They don't fucking know either.
They don't.
So I want to make it very clear here. We don't fucking know, which is why we have the position that we have. I've seen people bring, well, new rock stars said, no, fuck new rock stars. They didn't say shit. You know what they said? They repeated some shit they saw on the internet. That's what the fuck they said. Because that's what new rock stars does. I mean, God bless them. God bless them. But I'm gonna tell you like this. It's channels like that not trying to shit on another channel, but it's channels like that I actively avoid. Because it's like motherfuckers will be real quick to say, well, my sources. You don't have any sources. Stop. You don't have any fucking sources. Your sources are, oh, hey, look in the mirror. That's me. That's your sources. It's some Grace Randolph bullshit. Motherfuckers go, well, our source is close to the situation. You don't have, stop. Even if you have sources close to the situation, you don't know anything. You know about as much as the next person. But all of that is an aid of saying, oh, go ahead.
Here's what I mean. Here's what I want to. Here's what I
trust me, bro. That's my sources. That's my sources. Trust me, bro.
Yeah. Bo knows. Look at that. That's age right there,
bro.
See you aroused, old as fuck. I know you're back hurting.
Oh my god.
I wonder. Is there who in this chat has no idea why Bo knows is funny? Like, does anybody get that reference? Does anybody not get that reference? Is what I want.
Yeah, I was gonna say. If you all get it, then I know my shit's cooked. So that's what I know. We are all cooked.
Yeah. So check this out. Here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
And this is what I really. This is what I really want everybody who's listening, to do some self-reflection. Because here's what I believe. I think we have established ourselves here on Nerds of Culture in a certain way to where if you weren't a good person or wanting to be a good person, you probably would have stopped watching this a long time ago.
Yeah.
So if you come back every Thursday, you're probably cool people in my eyes, right? According to how I look at the world. So if you are somebody who, considers themselves a progressive or wants to be better or whatever, I want you to ask yourself something. When, and this really is specifically for the people who supported Jonathan Majors all the way through.
Yeah.
When you were there caping for Jonathan Majors, and we were putting out the truth behind the racism of the court of public opinion, the racism of police, the problem, with white women tears, the historical problem with white women tears. When we were sitting there and we were rightfully saying, hey, we got to hold on, we got to wait, we got to see what's happening here, because yes, we're getting these words, but we just don't know because we understand how the system works.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not doing the same thing on a dime here, gotta ask yourself why. Gotta say, what is different here? Because we live in a culture, even if you're not aware of it or not, because a lot of this stuff is ingrained, is programmed since childhood.
Mm-hmm.
The types of bad guys that we see in movies, especially this crowd is an older crowd, so the movies we've been watching in the 80s and 90s, it's the idea that the gay community is where your perverts are at, right? That's what we've been taught. That is what is programmed. So even though you probably don't consider yourself a homophobe, or else you wouldn't be watching this show, if you were ready to support Jonathan Majors all the way through, but Bo, just because Disney puts out a word like egregious, and say, fuck Bo, it's probably disgusting, he's probably right. Why? Why are you so quick? Again, exactly like Blerd said, we don't know. We don't know. I will not feel bad about anything I've said today if tomorrow everything was confirmed and he's a piece of shit. I won't. I'm letting you know that you have to start with a consistent moral framework. You have to be able to go, I don't have enough information, so I'm going to choose the worker. I am not going to believe the billionaire corporation.
No. Not ever.
So that's all I want to say about that.
Yeah. And just that's I think that's a good enough. Like I think that's good enough. I mean, if I think you guys know what time it is by this point. Like I said, the second the news comes out, we'll address it accordingly.
Yep. Probably have to throw out a short if it's too far from Thursday, but that's okay.
We got
we do have a couple super chats. Yep.
Here we go. Here's one from Stomp 10 with the $4.99. Says, what is your most favorite Star Wars game of all time? For me, it will always be the original Battlefront 2. Ooh. Do you have a favorite, Robo? Do you have a favorite Star Wars game?
What was that old school RPG one, Knights of the Republic?
Yeah, that was Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that shit will live in my brain for a long time.
And they're remaking it, I think.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it's one of those games where I think I know until I played it. That's like Diablo 1. I think about Diablo, oh man, Diablo, fuck yeah. I think I played that shit hours, and people are like, oh, remember when this happened? I'm like, nah, I don't know. Look, you ain't figured it out. My memory is bad. So I know I love Knights of the Old Republic, but I can't wait to remake it because it's just gonna be new again for me because I don't remember shit out of it.
I have played it enough times in its heyday that it lives rent free in my mind. And it would actually be my number one, like all time favorite. However, there's a couple of other Star Wars games that have come out since that kind of like fight for that top spot. The first one being the most recent Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I fucking love that game. But if there's any game that could edge it out, it would be Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, which was one of the first Star Wars games I ever played on PC. That was the one where you played as Kyle Katarn, a former... I guess he was like a former member of the Empire, and turned smuggler and scoundrel. He was basically Han Solo. He was basically a Han Solo type. But then you find out in the second game that he's force sensitive. And then you end up like learning how to like use the lightsaber and getting the powers. And it is such a dated game. It's so dated, but man, it was so much fun, and it had an online component where you could play against other people. Like it was like it was, and actually I think that's another reason why it was my earliest introduction to online multiplayer PvP. So good. Oh my God. It was deliciously good. So yeah, that one will always kind of live rent free in my head as well. Probably just a bit more than Knights of the Old Republic, but I honestly, all three of those games are just chef's kiss. We've also got New Money Baby. Says, what up, gang? Just showing some love and support. Get the likes up, right?
Yeah.
I want to slam my fist on the table. I know a bunch of shit will break if I do. So just pretend that I slam my fist down real hard and said, God damn it. But yeah,
I mean, because we got like 220 some odd people, or 200.
Oh, yes.
Yep, 15 and 123 likes. So
yeah. I think we
just
can
just do the free thing. Just do the free thing. You know
it don't cost you shit. It won't cost you shit. I promise you. I promise you. That said, I guess we can go ahead and keep on pushing. We're gonna keep on pushing. Actually, you know what? Before we jump too quick off into the next thing, I actually want to say something real quick. I actually do. I've talked about this a little bit here and there, off and on. You probably heard me talk about it ad nauseum on the Blerd Cave probably like a couple of weeks ago. I talked about it in a video recently. I've talked about it on Threads recently as well. The one place I haven't talked about it is here, so I'm gonna. There was a little Kickstarter. That started a little ways back for a comic by the name of Project Wildfire. And I think when I last spoke about it, I think I said we had a couple of days. We had like a couple of days left. Well, as it turns out, that was not true. It was true at the time I said it, but something I learned is that apparently if you're really close to your goal and you want to get a little more time to reach it, Kickstarter will actually give you an extension. So they actually got extended for a few more days. So right here, right now, this is it. I've got it here. Project Wildfire. It is almost there. It's right there at the. You see this? You see this like right there at the cusp. It's like a nut hair away from getting its full backing. It's asking for 15 grand. It's a 14,742. If for whatever reason, if you find yourself as a person who is interested in such things, comics about a black superhero who gained his powers from an experiment using kaiju DNA, and he uses these very same powers to fight back against kaiju in the American South, I think you would find a lot to like. I think you would find a lot to like about Project Wildfire. It's really cool, really good story. And I always like to put this little preface out there. Yes, the person who put this up is a dear friend of mine, but I am not connected to it in any way beyond that. So that's just me being transparent about this. But as a matter of fact, this is also someone who I am working with creatively on my own stuff. So it's something that I believe in this guy. He's really talented. He does a really good job. And I think you all will be very happy with this book if you want to give it the chance. So if you do want to do that, I'm going to put a link in the description. And I'll put it in the chat too, just for now. But I'll put it in the description as well. And let's see here. The link will be for here. Let's see. Let's do it like this. Let's see.
I just put it in the chat, by the way.
Oh, look at you, my man. Look at you. Look, my man.
Yeah.
My man out here. Love to see it. So yeah, Robo's got it. Click that link and go show it some love. Just give a little teensy weensy bit of love. Like I said, I think y'all will.
Nuts hair. Just a nuts hair away.
Yeah, just nuts hair away. You just got just one like one little short and curly. That said, let's get to. Oh, we got another super chat here. I do want to address. It says, do you mean Jedi Academy? No. Jedi Academy is, I think, like the third or fourth game in the series. Because I know there was Dark Forces, and there was Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight. Then you had, after Dark Forces 2, they stopped calling them Dark Forces. They were just like Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy. But here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. The game in question that I am referring to, and I want to make sure you guys understand exactly how old this game is. I'm going to show you how old this game is. This is what I'm talking about. Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight. This is the game in question. And as a matter of fact, this is what the game looks like. Like, it's not pretty. It is not a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said,
it came out around Doom.
Not long after, not too terribly long after.
Nothing looked great that back then.
No,
but it looked great then. Like, look at that shit! Oh
dude,
my god, look at them lightsabers!
It looks real. Like that used to be that was the common thread. Like, oh no, this game looks real. Like that was always like the like no matter how unrealistic the game actually looked, we always said, oh, this game came out in 97. This game came out in 1997, so if that tells you anything.
Yeah, I was 17 years old. I wasn't even out of high school yet. God damn.
Man, my guy, what were you doing? Jasmine, hey, Jasmine, I appreciate you for that. Appreciate you. Jasmine said just gave 10. Sounds cool. Love to see us. What I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a yeah. As Y2 Noob said, that game was a product of its time. It was a product of its time. Let's see here. Oh, it's a you were able to back it because of me. I appreciate that. Yeah. Tully Viz, I can already see Wildfire versus Godzilla King Kong. Hey, I would love to see that movie. I think we can make it happen. That could be a thing. It can be a thing, right? The old Quake 3 engine-based games. Yeah, but that's basically, yeah, that's 100% what it was. It was like, okay. Yeah, okay. I said I was going to move on, but how many of y'all remember the game Daikatana? Y'all remember the game Daikatana? It was made by the guy that made Doom. It's terrible. Okay. It's terrible. That's all you need to know. Terrible and full of some really not cool
was he
stereotypes.
A one-hit wonder then?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So you got Doom and okay.
That's it, man. Your shit's cooked after that.
Yeah, give it up.
Your shit's cooked after that. You ain't got nothing else after that. Wildfire versus Blerd. Okay, first off, I'd take that bet. I would take that bet. It's funny. It's actually funny too because one of the guys behind this is Quinn McGowan, who's doing art for my book. And what's kind of funny about it is we have these conversations sometimes about just random people, like random people in the industry who we know. And sometimes if I ever encounter somebody and I'm not really sure whether I should trust them, I always ask him because he is a very good judge. Like to describe Quinn in ways that would make sense to to people who do not know him. I look to Quinn as a guy who he's a little bit older than me, but like at the same time has an experience that's very similar to mine, but also very different. And I always appreciate surrounding myself with people who I can look to and be like, this person is my moral compass. So like if I see if I see him say something, I'm be like, probably right. He's probably right. It's no differently for Robo. Like if Robo says like, yeah, this is, I'd be like, ooh, let me rethink my opinion on this. Yeah, like I can't tell you how many times like it happens. It happens more often than y'all might think. But like with all the black
depends
sands,
on what the topic is. If I say don't play that game, he's like, nah, I don't trust it.
Man, look, I'm gonna catch that bitch on the cell, man. I don't care what you say. But no, like if it's but like case in point, the black sand stuff. Like when I talked to him about it, he was like, nah, man. And I was like, oh man, for real. He was like, he put me on game, and I was like, all right. I thought
you were going a different direction. I thought you were going to say, if I don't know who somebody is, I'll ask their opinion about Black Sands. And
Oh
that'll
no,
tell
no,
me
I mean
everything
like
I need to know.
period. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean I mean period. Like, but,
I'm gonna
but
start
mostly
doing
about,
that though.
about like,
Oh, you
comic
like
relief.
Black Sands? It's like it's legit. It's nice. Okay, cool. I ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, it's like yeah, because then you kind of know.
That's right.
You know what's going on then at that point. Like you're like, oh, okay, I see you on that bullshit. Okay, cool. Also, shout out to Don Heim here with the 7 months says likes. We still doing that? Yes, we are. So get on it. Love you guys. Hey, we love you back. Thank you so much for that, Don. We appreciate the love and the energy and the support. Hope you're doing well. And we also got oh wow. God damn, we got another one here from New Money Baby says, have y'all played New World? If so, what are your thoughts? It looks cool, so I pre-ordered it.
Is that the Amazon one? That
Yeah,
can't be. I think pre-order.
Well, it's I don't know. Did they have like an update or something? Because okay, the new World I'm thinking about is one that's been out for a while. Yeah, it was the MMO, and I don't do MMOs anymore because I don't have the time for that shit. Like
I used to be addicted to like World of Warcraft. And
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. After I retired, I was like, I got nothing but time. Let's play some. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like them anymore.
No,
like it's not about I don't have the time for them. I was like, this is repetitive as shit, and it's like no end to it. I'm like, I don't get. I was addicted at one point. If that's your thing, that's dope. I mean, I can't judge because it was my thing at one point.
Right.
But I have since tried to play MMOs, and I'm just like, man, there's no end in sight. It's like just grind to grind.
and the thing is that once you get to the end of the game, then you really have to like hunker down. And that was why I kind of stopped playing. 'Cause I used to play World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, and at one point was playing both at the same time.
Oh wow.
I used to play EverQuest back when it was when we used to always call it Evercrack.
Ooh, Evercrack. Yep, EverQuest. Yep.
Yep. I used to play that shit. I used to play Old Republic. Not as much. When they came up the MMO version of that game.
I played a Lord of the Rings online.
I played that one for about a month. What was the other one? There's another one. I'm not. Elder Scrolls Online. I played it for about a month.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I used to get deep off into some, but I mean, it all roads led back to either Final. Oh shit! No, I take it back even further. I used to play Final Fantasy 11, which was also an MMO. Which was like the precursor to 14. Also, I see somebody brought
before
up
EverQuest. You can't get before EverQuest.
Well, I meant like before Final Fantasy 14. But Final Fantasy 11 used to be the one I played the most hardcore. I used to be on that motherfucker like white on rice. And the thing, and here's the thing, and this is back in a time where that game would punish you for dying. Like every time you died, you lost experience.
Yep.
And I distinctly remember. What? Yeah.
That's when I fell off. No shit. That's when I fell off. So in the highlight of World of Warcraft, MMOs, Dark Age of Camelot.
Ooh, bro. God damn, dude, get out of here.
Bro, they are.
Dude.
If there was a game,
it's a lot of core memory
that was like, man, I totally forgot about the game until I saw that. If World of Warcraft was my heroin, Dark Age Camelot was my methamphetamine. It was like,
God.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Also, I want to put
let me tell you
real quick. Yeah, you just gave me PTSD. If you play Final Fantasy 11, you know about the Dunes. Dunes was the worst fucking place in the history of MMOs. Enemy spawns were so close together, you couldn't stop.
I didn't play it a lot.
Yeah, you couldn't just stop at some random place and just sit down. You would die. You come back to a dead character.
You said something about games that punish you, and I think that's what happened. That's so for the old school gamers. World of Warcraft is like a milestone. It's like a core MMO game, right? And when you first played World of Warcraft, there were things like you died, you had to go get your your dead body. Before that, it was even worse. Losing levels, losing experience, other players being able to loot your corpse if you don't get back to your corpse in time. And 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 that's what made the game, even though I spent, punching things and being way too angry, it wasn't healthy, but there was something to those games. You getting speed leveled, like trying to, oh man, like can you help me out? Then after the MMO craze kind of died down, they needed to figure out a way to make money. And then the entire structure, the formula for MMOs changed. It became everything's auto leveled for you.
Yep.
So if you're level 10 and you're fighting with somebody level 100, it's okay because we're gonna, the enemies are gonna be. It's like, and then by the way, when you die, you don't lose levels anymore. You just get da da da. Just like, oh. So that's how like Elder Scrolls Online became to be. I played
DC Online.
The Diablo
that was
one.
the other one.
DC Online. My son
one.
was playing that the other time. It's still going. The service is still
Jesus.
up. But it was just like, oh, so it doesn't matter if I die. Now it's really just like a might as well be a mobile game. And it's just like once they made it easy,
yep.
and it was like, yeah, it was out. It was out.
It also too, like I missed because what I used to do is I would always play tanks and healers. That was dude, Elite X1, you just hurt my soul. You just hurt my soul. This broke my heart.
City of Heroes.
God,
TOH, man, that was really good.
Dude, wait a minute. This wasn't an MMO, but it was like one of the first online games that I ever played for PlayStation 2. Yeah. And it was one of the Resident Evil outbreaks. You could play that game online with other people. And it was so hurtful. It was so hurtful.
I can honestly say I don't think I ever played The Matrix Online.
It was an experience unto itself. Because if I remember correctly, like I think that you had to you couldn't just, if I remember correctly, you couldn't just choose. Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking about Star Wars Galaxies. That's what it was. You couldn't just choose to be a Jedi when that game first came out. You had to be selected.
Oh, right.
You had to be selected. That shit was wild to me. I was like, bruh. Like, motherfuckers out here just like, come on, man. Come on, man. Just let me get a crumb of some midichlorians, man. Let me get a crumb. Let me just get a crumb of some Force energy. But yeah, it was so wild. It was so wild. Yeah, because Jedi were... Also, I just want to say something real quick. I saw this earlier, and this broke my fucking brain. Where did it go? I saw it. It's in here somewhere, goddammit. You can't hide it from me. I saw... Who was I saw talking about 4,000 some odd hours in... here it is right here. In Ark. Good God!
Wow.
God damn. Okay, let me tell you something.
Wow.
I played Ark just long enough to not poop everywhere all the time. That was my because every time you went somewhere, you'd be like and just be shitting everywhere. Like, God damn, dude, what am I? But no,
why are you playing as an animal or something?
No. You play as a person, but like you shit. I don't make the rules, man.
I've never played it.
Some people don't notice it, but like I notice that type of stuff. I notice that type of stuff because I am who I am. You know what? Sick Fame brought up Shin Megami Tensei Online. Here's one I wish I would have been able to get on, and that was Dragon's Dogma Online. Back when that was a thing, that was ooh.
Is this still up? Because I feel like
I don't know.
The Dragon's Dogma Discord server. I feel like they were talking about that.
I'm looking it up now. Let's see here. Dragon's Dogma Online. Apparently, it shut down.
Oh yeah, as of 2019.
Yeah, 2000. Yep. Damn, that's so sad. Whew. Oh, except they have private servers. Okay, that's what it is. See, and Final Fantasy 11 has the same thing. Like, there's people who still keep up Final Fantasy 11, which is just wild to me. I'm like, dude, let that game go. Let it go, man. 14 is so much better. 14 is so much better. Why are you playing that old shit?
Because nothing transfers. Like you're a god. You realize it's taking you like 6 real life years to become a god, and then you're asking that person to leave.
Like start
I wouldn't
over?
be surprised if EverQuest would still have their people if it was still up. You know,
I think they do. I think they might. Well, I
think
know
they have it up, but it's new servers though, because they've bought and sold and shit. I think you could play EverQuest on your phone.
No, I don't need that. I don't need that. All I know is what used to piss me off was motherfuckers would get chased and would bring a train to like the start of a zone. Oh my god! Say oh my god, dude! Stop. Okay, you know what? Let's get out of this meta. Let's get out of this meta because all y'all are doing
in a core memory fucking whirlpool. I can't get out of it.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh no. Like, I'm just remembering every game. I didn't watch the Dragon's Dogma anime except for one episode.
Was it bad?
I don't remember hating it, but I didn't love it. I remember getting to the end of the first episode. It was late at night, and I was like, I'll catch the rest of this later. And then never happened. That was that. Okay, Elite X1 settled it. He settled it. I'm pretty sure then
great.
It wasn't great. Okay, there you go. That's it. It's not good, but not bad. Okay, see, and that was my concern. And see, that's man, dude, middle of the road, man. Hate to see it.
Yeah. Before we move on, guys, don't forget to look at the pinned comment. You can submit, tips and donos to Streamlabs, where you don't have to give 50% of your stuff away. And also, don't forget that we will be doing call-ins at the end of the show. Just as a heads up, we're going to be more strict on time this time around, just because, we don't want to do another 4-hour stream. So when you come on, if you have a question, just go ahead and spit it out. And we'll chat for a little bit, but we're probably looking at about like a minute and a half per call. So one question, and don't try to stun lock Blerd, because he's easily stun locked. And you guys are gonna start talking about like 1987 X-Men, and I'm gonna be like, we're gonna have to shut it down.
No, it would be like, hey, so what's your favorite Kamen Rider season, and why is it Kamen Rider Gaim? That would be the.
I'm like, well, I'm glad you asked. I'm like,
it's like, you know what?
Here we go.
Here, let me pull out my cork board. Like you'll just see me get there's nothing over here, but like you'll see me slide over like a dry erase board. I'll start like writing it out. But like you see, this is where we start out, and this part's bullshit. But man, if you just stick with it, this show is gonna reward. No, in all seriousness though. But yes, let's get to our next thing, and it's really the main event. It's really the main event. Yeah. Of Fruit Samurai of the Apocalypse. That's actually the best way you could describe Kamen Rider Guy. Like if you took, actually, you know what? You ever see that horror movie, The Ruins? The one where they're like trapped on top of that fucking like it's almost like a pyramid or like a some sort, and like there's these plants that are basically like fucking with them.
The Ruins.
It's amazing.
No, I haven't.
Well, basically,
it looks good.
I love it. It's great. But I won't say anything else about the movie, because anything else beyond that's a spoiler. But
is it in the place?
I think it is. If it's not, I'll put it there, because there's no good reason for that not to be in there.
Got it.
But basically, there's some elements of that in the in Kamen Rider Guy. Oh, it's so good. That said, let's move on to our next thing. We're going to talk about the main event, and that is the Acolyte. For those that do not know, and I regret to inform you, If you have not heard, somehow you have not heard,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I think it is safe to say that the Chuds won this round. They won this round. And there's actually some funny things. I actually discovered some stuff kind of in between you and I discussing this as being a topic. But I'll share here a little later. Okay. But basically, the Acolyte will not be renewed for season 2. Now, I will say this. I liked the show. I didn't love it. I liked it. Liked it a lot. It started a little slow. I thought that it really didn't hit its stride till it got to about episode 3, maybe a little after that. But I felt the back half of it was strong. Like, as weak as some people say the show started, I thought it was equally as strong on the back end. But now it is gone. And people are celebrating. Like, there's actually people out there. I've seen these people, like when it was announced, people already had videos ready. They already have videos up, like, celebrating the death of the Acolyte. There were people, like, online, like posting, thank God it's canceled. Here's the thing. Regardless whether the show exists or not, you don't have to watch it. No one's holding a gun to your head to watch it. No one held a gun to my head. But I don't know. I found it really funny that people were celebrating the death of that show. Like as if.
Well, this is their culture war, right? This is the most important thing in their life, you know.
It's dumb. It's dumb. I don't like how it's being. I don't like how this whole thing, kind of played out because here's the thing, and I said this on Threads. I feel the wrong lesson is going to be learned from this.
Right.
The wrong lesson is going to be learned, and it's always the wrong lesson. It's never the correct lesson. It's always the wrong lesson. But I feel like what's going to happen is people are going to take away from this that, oh, well, the show was bad. Therefore, the reason why had to be because we had a woman of color at the forefront of it. So that's clearly the reason why this was cooked. So we're just going to kick that to the no more black and brown leads. No more LGBTQI plus elements. No more thirsty, no more thirst trap Sith Lords. Oh, and by the way, and I just want everybody to know, like, all you motherfuckers that were like crying about, oh man, I really want to see Darth Plagueis. Well, guess what? You ain't gonna see the shit now. It's gone. It's cooked.
Nope.
It's gone. Done. You had it. You could have had it, but you wanted to be on that bullshit. And thing is, I don't Robo, I have a lot more to say, but Robo, I want your, because I don't think I've even heard your personal opinion about this since.
So here's the thing. Here's what I think about this whole deal. It pretty much almost mirrors yours when it comes to the wrong lesson learned. The people that are celebrating the cancellation are the same people who celebrated when the Marvels bombed at the box office.
Right.
The reason it pisses me off, right, is not that it got canceled, but it's the fact that let's be real. You can call it hate, envy. I don't care what it's called, but they're gonna make a ton of money off of this.
Correct.
Right? The Phantom Menace, Geeks and Gamers, Quartering, all the worst fucking pieces of shit on the internet are gonna make a ton of money off of this, and they're gonna say really what you said at the beginning: we won. But here's the thing: I don't think. Well, no. Let me time out. I'm not confident that is why it got canceled. I'm not confident that is why.
No.
I know that is what a lot of people say, the Chuds won, or they listen to the Chuds, and that may not be true. I wasn't in the boardroom. I don't have any inside information, but here's what I do know. I do know Ahsoka was all the way through, and that's a whole ass Afro Latina, full of women. We know that there are other types of things. We know the Mandalorian got pretty diverse, and what you said, it wasn't the greatest. It took a little bit to get the stride out. Some of the biggest Star Wars fans, like yourself, but Judah Red, right? The guy, the writer of Karin 13, friend of the show. He straight up said, "It's a show. I'm not really sure how I feel about it." And that is first of all, a progressive dude. Second of all, like super fan, meaning read all the extended universe books, knows like weird, obscure characters. He just was like, I don't know. It's cool. I don't hate it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's not exciting. It's just a show to watch.
Yeah.
And so when I look at that, it reminds me of the same type of shit that when we look at the Marvels. Did the Marvels flop because it was a bad movie? Or are there other elements? Maybe we had a kind of a show about this. Are there other elements to society? How post-COVID going to the movies is different. How the economy is different, right? Like usually you're gonna go to the movie once a month, if that, because it's fucking pretty expensive to go now. Including popcorn and candy. You're looking at maybe close to $100. So it's not like back in the day when you used to like. It's a whole weekend and you're bored. Well, I'm gonna go watch this movie on Friday, then Saturday, and you watch 5-6 movies in a month. But
right.
Did the Marvels do bad because it was woke? Or did it do poorly because people don't really go to the movies all that often and they have to choose which movie they're going to watch? And they didn't choose the Marvels. Did the Acolyte get canceled because it was woke? Because they had the singing? Because whatever the fuck? Or was this probably one of the more poorly written shows that Star Wars have put out? This is how I know we liked it. Because, but when I hear somebody like, for instance, yourself, Ernie, when I hear the criticisms you have of it, I'm like, it's like I could tell it's probably, even in terms of big picture Star Wars material, probably not that great. You know what I mean? Because me and you were kind of similar in the fact that it doesn't take a lot for us to enjoy shit that we love like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the original Suicide Squad, famous for how bad it was. But I'm like, yeah, well, who cares? Fucking superpowers. Like, it's not gonna make me mad.
Right.
No, it's not a great movie, but I can. But I also know how much you love Star Wars. And so when I heard Judah talk, when I heard you go like, I don't know, like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I'm having fun, I guess. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't great. It was not good writing. And so I think personally, if I had to put money on it, and this is based off of how much I know Disney likes to make money, right? This is the key right here, is we have seen studios ignore chuds and racists and homophobes time and time again when it makes them money. If it doesn't, they will drop that shit like a hot potato. So if I were able to have access to the streaming numbers,
right,
I would bet that this didn't do very well.
Right.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Most people wanted to see Darth Plagueis, but Disney said, nope. Not enough money made for me, canceled. And then you have Phantom Menace out there talking about we restored balance to the bitch. You didn't do shit. You fucking complain that there was black people on the screen like you always do, right? You hate women, you hate people of color, you hate brown skin. That's what the fuck you did. And if they had been written well, if the same writers for this were the same writers for The Mandalorian, then it would have been fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, it's not an accident we don't get a fucking Boba Fett. Like, where's book 2? Are we going to get a book 2 or book 3? Because all Boba Fett was Mandalorian Part 2. You know what I mean?
It was, what was it? It was Mandalorian 2.5.
Right.
It was season 2.5.
The Mandalorian starring, co-starring Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Because wasn't there like a whole episode or 2 that was just the Mandalorian? Like not Boba, but the legit TV show Mandalorian. I remember it was at least 1 or 2. I think it was like 6 episodes or so. I want to say there was at least 2 episodes that didn't have shit to do with Boba Fett. But like, but here's the thing I'm gonna say. And this is something that, because they don't release these numbers to us. Now, a third-party platform, called Real Good, they got some data and kind of shared a little bit of the numbers with the rest of the world. And when you look at the numbers, it makes you wonder why they actually canceled. Now, I'm going to go and preface.
Well, then?
Well, okay, so basically, they're taking the season 2, or not season 2, but like the season premieres of each show. And usually they do like a 1 or 2 episode premiere, but they're taking that and matching them against each other. And basically what we got was this. You see here, and this is the engagement, streaming and engagement index. You can't see it because it's cut off on the side. But basically, Mandalorian Season 1, 3.8. Mandalorian Season 2, 5.4. You could make an argument Mandalorians was so low because no one had any hope for it, and it just happened to be good. And it came out, I think, on a holiday, so like people probably weren't really paying attention. But getting back to it, let's bring up Mandalorian Season 2.5, the Book of Boba Fett. That one, 3.2. Now, the highest one you'll see on here is Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is crazy because I remember that show had a whole hate campaign around it for one character who wasn't even a main character. And that was actress Moses Ingram's character. I mean, she was a main character, but she wasn't like the main character. But a lot of people hated her. Andor, 3.8. Very similar numbers to The Mandalorian. And you've also got Mandalorian Season 3, 3.4, lower than Season 2. Crazy how that works. Then you've got Ahsoka at a 5.3. Now, you've got The Acolyte at a 6.1. That's the highest streaming and engagement index of any of the shows other than Obi-Wan Kenobi. So clearly people were paying attention. But the rumor I've heard is that it didn't translate to return viewers on the following episodes, basically, is what is the thing I've kind of heard. But the thing that makes the most sense to me is that overall, this is how people engaged with the show. So it tells me something. There's only one thing it could be. This show was too fucking expensive. Apparently, they were blowing out $100 million. $100 million an episode, supposedly. That's a lot of cheese. That's a lot of bread to be thrown around.
Yeah.
Now, that said, I think, and because I saw a lot of people want to bring up, what about Andor? Well, Andor's getting Season 2, but to my understanding, that's the last one. You're not going to get one. I think they've already said that Andor's only getting one more season. And Mandalorian is not getting another season. It's just getting a movie. But Mandalorian makes money. Now, that said, you see that 7.9 for that Obi-Wan? Even with that, it's not getting a Season 2. No Season 2 has been greenlit for an Obi-Wan Kenobi follow-up. And I think we know Ahsoka is getting one.
I don't think we can see the whole thing on the screen, by the way.
What's that?
It stops at Ahsoka.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, here, let me zoom out just a little bit more. It's going to be off because the box is a weird shape. But basically, the Acolyte, so you can see the Acolyte here on the end. That's the 6.1. But the thing is, even with all that going on, You are not going to get, like, you'll get an Ahsoka season 2. You'll get that. I think they've even said as much that it's going to move forward because it did well enough. But I feel like what Disney is doing is, if it's not just an absolute positively banger hit, I think it's more likely they're not going to push it any further, regardless of whether people liked it or not. Right. Because honestly, the reaction that people are having to the Acolyte is not that dissimilar from the discourse people were having about Andor. There's a sector of Star Wars fans that don't like Andor because they think it's boring. Because it doesn't have Jedi and space wizards and space lasers. Right. It is literally a political thriller. But Andor brought in new viewership. It brought in people who like Star Wars, but it also brought in people who weren't as familiar with Star Wars. So you have that. And you also have to look at the fact, too, that the main character is literally not a white dude. So you have that.
I mean, Ahsoka, same, right?
Like, same. Technically, hell, fucking Mandalorian. People forget. I mean, yeah, I know it's easy to forget with that fucking helmet on all the time. But the guy's name is Pedro Pascal.
That's right. I
always find it funny, too, because Pedro Pascal has played so many white dudes in his career that it's not even funny. Totally not
do
white.
It again.
Yeah. I'm about to say. Well, hey, look, I love to see it because you know what? It just it makes me smile knowing
you put melanate everything. I want melanin and a non-American accent on everything.
Everything. and you know what? Honestly, I feel like every time I see him, he's just gonna be Joel. He's like in everything I see him in now. He's just Joel. He's Joel on Last of Us in every like Fantastic Four. He's gonna be Joel, but really smart.
Yeah.
But no. This is a trend. And the thing is, I feel like the issue I have is that studios and corporations, they'll put on the cape when it has crossover appeal. But if it's a show that they feel only talks to a specific audience, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Acolyte was kind of that way. Maybe not in the way I think a lot of people might be thinking, but it most certainly was. Acolyte spoke to a very specific audience, and that audience, and this is no shade here, no shade at all. Acolyte spoke to the female portion of Star Wars fans. It spoke to the black and brown portion of Star Wars fans. It spoke to the Asian portion of Star Wars fans. That was gonna be my next one. It spoke to the queer, the LGBTQ audience. Period. End of story. Most of the people who I saw who were like, not saying that the other categories I mentioned didn't love it as much, but I'm just saying the people who I saw putting the cape on for the show the most was our LGBTQIA plus fans. So I think that you had a fan base here. This was a show that was doing something different. It wasn't trying to be same old stuffy Star Wars. And I know some of your straight cis white male fans didn't like it as much because actually I got into an argument with a guy about this on Threads earlier who was mad because he felt that the show disrespected the legacy of the Jedi by making them seem problematic. And I was like, I don't know how you didn't. I was like, honestly, I don't know why it took you this show to realize that, because I was like, it's always been that way. These are the people that are only get mad at the boys in the very last season, right? These are the same people who just like are so dense that they don't get mad at things that have been part of the story since the beginning, but it just wasn't spelled out for them. And as soon as they're spoon-fed the medicine, then all of a sudden, now it's bad. Like, bitch, the medicine has always been in there. It never changed.
We put it in ice cream because you're a child.
Well, it's like the X-Men. It's like the X-Men. See, you made it political. You made it political.
That's right.
It was always political. Right. You made Captain America political. He was always political. He was always political. He punched Adolf Hitler. Yeah. His name is Captain fucking America. It'll get no more political than that.
Right.
But the thing is, I love who is the point? Is like two white people in this picture? Exactly.
That's the problem.
that is it in a nutshell. Because I'm gonna tell you, I want to go back to something. I want to go back to something because this made me think about other shows that were done this way. Now, not all of them were canceled after one season, but I think one of the most famous ones, and I'm gonna go say trigger warning. Trigger warning. I just want to say that because I don't want anyone to get upset, but this show, Lovecraft Country.
How dare you?
How dare I? God damn it!
How dare
here, I tell you what. Here, can I? Oh man, I don't know if I have a better. Here, I tell you, can we like? Oh man, I don't know if I have anything.
Use the thumbnails. The what the fuck is covering them?
There you go. I mean, honestly, you know what? Hey, wait. I think I got an idea. I think I got an idea here. We'll do it like this.
This would, as a matter of fact, I would call this one.
Here, we'll do this.
Oh,
there you go. There you go. Anyway, moving on.
yeah. Man, it's crazy. There's one person on the screen right there. Yeah, she was great.
Dude, yeah. Journey
is actually more. This is more egregious to me than the Acolyte.
Oh, yeah.
Way more egregious. You know what? Not even, by the way, not just because it was so beautifully written, popular, everybody fucking loved it. But I found out that the creator had a whole ass, it was like everybody on set knew about it. She talked about it to the news. She had a whole ass, like, thick Bible of lore. She was ready for season 2, season 3, and people talking about, like, oh, it wasn't supposed to go. Excuse me, it wasn't supposed to go past this, and oh no, it told the story it needed to tell, and that was that. Nope, she was ready. There's a whole world. If you weren't upset before, you should be upset now. Oh, this getting canceled is rough.
I heard some varying different theories, kind of, and it's the same thing with the whole Bo DiMaio situation. Like, everybody and their grandma had some conspiracy theory as to why it was canceled, though. The one thing I actually heard that might maybe possibly be true, some people close to the production claim that apparently the woman who was behind the show was incredibly, like, shitty behind scenes and was I don't know. It's one of those things that I have difficulty hearing that because, for one, it's a black woman, and you know how that can go. So
angry black woman, yeah.
That was kind of how it was painted. It was kind of painted as though she was an angry black woman, and that was why they quietly canceled the show or whatever. But here's the thing: this show was fantastic. Everybody was watching it. Everybody was talking about it. It was literally on, like, the minds of people every week. There were so many people like, oh man, I can't wait. Oh, hey, what are you doing tonight? Hey, you want to come over and hang out, watch Lovecraft Country? Or
this was the next Game of Thrones. This could have been the next Game of Thrones. Easy. Yeah.
It was, and you know what? It was one of those types of shows that, especially in a vacuum where Game of Thrones is no longer around, it was one of those. Oh, black folks, we got our own Game of Thrones. We got our own shit where it's like, oh no, this is our show. Y'all have to come in, like, y'all have to be guests in the house of Lovecraft Country. It was wild because and this show was doing so many amazing things, but then it got canceled. It's like, so what was it? So it begged the question, why? Because it wasn't that the show wasn't successful. It could not have been that. Ratings had never came up in the conversation. So why did it get canceled? And it's not alone. It's not alone in that regard, because there's another show. I can't profess to know what the streaming numbers were, the reason behind it, but this show right here, Riches, was another show that was canceled. There's another black-led show, like a whole black show, canceled. And I don't remember. I think it only got one. I think it only got the one season. There's another one, Raising Dion. This was one that I think it got 2 seasons, and then it was canceled. Some people claimed that, maybe it had something to do with the budget of the show, or it was too expensive. But for those who know, Raising Dion was a show about a young black boy who suddenly discovers he has superpowers. And, like, the government's fucking coming after him and shit, and his mom has to try and figure out how to, well, as the title would imply, raise Dion and protect him from the people who would maybe try to use him or hurt him. That show got canceled after 2 seasons. It was supposed to get a 3rd season and just left everybody hanging. And the thing is, the show wasn't successful. People were talking about it, but the thing is, and you might see where I'm going with this. You kind of get to that point where if you have a black show, and once again, we say this all the time, the rule, the McDuffie rule. You got 2 or 3 black folks in it, it's a black show. Don't matter how many. It don't matter how many white people, Asian people, Mexican. It doesn't matter. If it got 2 or 3 niggas in it, it's a black show. But
I caught it the other day. I can't stop seeing it. A Quiet Place, day 1.
Yeah,
that's not even a romance.
No,
it was Friends.
It was Friends.
Got to be the white dude.
Yeah.
Got to be a white dude. Great actor. I love him. I love him.
You got to have it.
But she could not. That could not have been a black man.
No. Because you know what
happened?
It
would be a black movie.
They would say, "Oh, you made it woke." Yeah. Well, I mean, first off, folks were already saying, "Okay, let's be real." When they added Jamon Hansu to the second one, they were already saying it was woke. He's not even the main character. He's just a dude that just happened to be there every now and again. They said, "Oh, you made a black woman the main character. It's woke. You made it political. You've made it political." But I'll throw you a couple of other ones. Here's another one. Kindred. This is a show I kind of had mixed feelings about because it's not a bad show, but man, is it difficult to watch because of the subject matter.
Is this the one where she gets kidnapped to go and she becomes a slave or something?
Okay, more interesting than that. You're thinking about the movie Antebellum.
That's right.
But similar premise, only this one involves time travel.
Oh.
So basically, this young lady, this is based on a book by Octavia Butler. It's about this young woman who she just gets transported to the time of slavery. And she does not know how it works. It just happens at random. And all of a sudden she is in slavery. And it's not like, oh, this is an illusion. It's actually like there's a point where I think in the second episode, her and her boyfriend are having like an argument or a dispute of some sort. And because he is touching her when it happens, he goes back with her.
Oh, damn.
And things get weird because people see them together. So he has to pretend to be her master so that she doesn't get killed. So it's rough subject matter. It's rough subject matter. And I think that's kind of why it did not carry on. But this show got canceled after 1 season.
Is she her own grandma?
I mean, I don't know.
That's a Futurama show right there.
Right?
I see people bringing up The Watchmen. The reason why The Watchmen is different is because the leader, it was only supposed to be one, but the leader, the writer straight up has said he does not want to. He said The Watchmen is bigger than him. He doesn't have anything planned because he didn't want to write it for multiple seasons.
He told a complete story.
For one.
Yeah. He said, like, I remember when people were like, because I remember when it first happened, people were claiming that HBO didn't want to do it. I was like, no, HBO wants to do it. It's just that he doesn't want to do it. He told his story and he's done. Here's another one, A League of Their Own. This one got canceled after 1 season, and largely because it dared to focus on characters that weren't all white. There were black
different
characters.
Body types I've seen.
Yep, different body types. And not even just black women. There's other women of color, on the show. But people got mad because here's what they wanted. They wanted that fucking Gina Davis shit. They wanted that Gina Davis, Tom Hanks, and Madonna shit with Rosie O'Donnell. They wanted that. I was like, so here's what you get. If you want that, guess what? There's a whole ass fucking movie you can go watch. It's very good. It's very good. Brings tears to my eyes watching this movie. But I was like, this is something else. Yes, it has the name A League of Their Own, but it's trying to tell more of a story that the original League of Their Own did not address. Because if you actually go back and remember the original movie, A League of Their Own, some of the stuff they're talking about here was hinted at in the movie, but they did not waste any time on. The fact that like there were black women who also were wanting to play baseball and had the ability, but were not allowed to, no differently than how Jackie Robinson, you know, a black man was treated. So there was that. And the thing is, it wasn't that it was bad. It was good. Damn good. But nope, we don't get to have nice things. We don't get to have nice things. So you're no, like, oh, I'll throw you another one here. The South Side. You know, there's the South Side. This was another show I really loved. Now, it didn't get canceled after one season. I think it had 3 seasons, but it still got canceled after that 3rd season. Like, and it was already kind of on rocky ground, I think, when it got the 3rd season. But yeah, that's another one that I was like, dude. But here's the thing.
Full Moon Gamer has a good point. And this is you'll like this one. This is
What's
a new
up?
guys living single versus friends.
Oh, no. 100%. 100%. 100%. Okay, look, I know I probably told the story before. Some of you probably have already heard it. So you're like, oh, Blerd, we know where you're going with this one. But I'll just say this for the people who are new. Some people may have forgotten, but yeah, Living Single came out before Friends. And was originally supposed to be called Friends. But the network did not want them to have it because they decided they wanted to make their own version of Living Single, which was successful at the time. And they just wanted to make a white version of it because for the same reasons as McDuffie's Rule of 3. You got
something for white people.
They needed something for white people. White people aren't watching Living. They won't watch Living Single. They're not going to get it. They're not going to understand it. How are they going to understand these jungle bunnies having their little problems?
Damn.
But no,
Yeah.
it was what it was. It was what it was. Here's the thing. If they would have made Friends, if they would have made like the Friends as we know it today, if it would have been made with even 2 black roommates, it wouldn't have lasted the number of seasons that it did. It would have been considered a black show, and it would have been canceled. I honestly would be shocked if it wouldn't have gotten canceled after 2 seasons. Just being honest.
The exceptions that you see to this stuff, it's actually funny when you think about it. Why the exceptions, right? When you look at the Cosby Show, when you look at Family Matters, when you look at all these fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the reason these work was
like that's it. White guy. I love Living Single. Never watch Friends. Hey, you're in the cool kids club because fuck Friends. Fuck Friends.
Yeah, actually, legitimately, not because I'm a man-eater watches it. I legitimately do not understand how that became a phenomenon like it did.
I have no idea.
Billions of dollars. Like the actors by the end of the season, we're getting millions of dollars per episode. I don't understand it, and people love it. I don't get it. It's not funny to me.
No.
It's stupid. It's dumb.
Yeah. Living Single was lit though. Living Single was lit.
Yeah, Living was hilarious. Yeah. But here's the thing about it, right? Here's why shows, and this is what's sad right here. Here's why shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Bill Cosby and Family Matters, Steve Urkel, this is why they have to do. First of all, we know that no ethnicity is a monolith. Got it. We know that. But does nobody find it interesting that the black shows that are successful are when they don't really portray like the everyday common black culture, right? We have to have like people who are like off, you know what I mean? Like even Family Matters, where they're unapologetically black, but they're also a middle class police family. You know what I mean? I have to present it to you in a way that's digestible to you. Right, because if we do black culture, because look at what Queen Latifah running a black magazine, and you had old girl with the super proud of her African heritage, and I don't mean they have to be poor because they weren't poor and living single, right? They had the ditzy girl and living single, but it was not digestible. They touched on black culture, you know what I mean, and in a way that even Fresh Prince didn't, and Bill Cosby, the Cosby Show definitely didn't, you know, and it was like, oh. If we're going to show you black people, I need to show it to you in a way that's digestible to you. Not to say that there are no families like Bill Cosby, you know, but that's the only kind we're allowed to show you, because if we make it too much about black culture. But here's the when it comes to couples, though, it's still not enough, because I just go back. It's the law of recency for me. Quiet Place day one. Like Lupita is like a black woman, right?
Yes.
That is a black woman.
You look up black woman in the dictionary, that's what you see. You see
that's
Lupita.
her right there. And it's like, okay. I started to think about it. I'm like, what if it was a black man in there like that? Not romantic, just her friend. You know, like it's not about racism, right? It's just a horror. It's a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine the people like the boardroom being like, "Oh, Jordan Peele's not. Is Jordan Peele on this? Oh, it's not. No, Jordan Peele's not on this. Why would you? Why would we have two black people? That's weird. That's
is this a sequel? Like, is this a sequel to Nope? Is this Yep?
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, man. It pisses me off. It pisses me off that we sit in this, this supposedly colorblind culture where nothing brown or black and fucking is allowed to succeed unless it's made for the consumption of white people. And it's very, very frustrating.
Oh no, it has to be. It has to be made for white people. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
Because we've lost, like I see people bringing up Rock. That was actually one of the shows I brought up in my thread. Was Rock. Rock was canceled. It was a fantastic show. And not only was it a fantastic show, it was a fantastic show that spoke to the black and brown experience and did it in a way that a lot of shows were not doing at the time. Charles S. Dutton was telling real stories about a believable black family. Mm-hmm. They weren't like affluent, like they weren't like upper class like the Cosbys. It was a poor, like I wouldn't say poor, but they were definitely like a lower rung on the ladder. They were
like lower middle,
low. I would say like lower middle class, working like class
Roseanne.
family. Yeah, it was like kind of actually, you know what? Honestly, in a lot of respects, it was kind of like the black version of Roseanne. But
working
not,
class, that's a good way to put it, yeah.
It was, and the thing is, they had stories about gun violence, about drug dealers, on the streets. They talked about kitchen table issues for black communities. They talked about the things that, like, and I get it. It's probably alienating, especially in that time frame. Considering that a lot of these issues weren't at the forefront of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get it. But like at the same time, this was a show that was at its core, it was unapologetically black, and you either watched it or you didn't. It was what it was. And it wasn't one of those situations where the show is being like, okay, well, all right, so we got to make sure we have an episode where we make sure that we put some out there for the white people. No, it's like, no, this is black. The show's black, period. Mm-hmm. And I loved it for it, even as a kid. But that said, this isn't new. None of this is new. This shit's been happening for a long time. I always kind of have my guard up when black shows get canceled for seemingly no reason. Some other shows I thought about were like Z-Way and Black Lady Sketch Show. I feel like what it is? Actually, there's a trend here among these because I'm thinking back to all these shows. Maybe not so much the Get Down. The Get Down got done dirty as fuck. But it's more often than not black female-led shows. Interesting. Interesting. Because as I'm going back
in Living Color, Martin the Rock, in Living Color and Martin, though, like you see, that's why these conversations are kind of sometimes hard. It's hard to have it. I'm glad that I have you all to talk about it, because a lot of people will be like, okay, what about this or what about that? I'm not saying that that's what you're doing in the chat, but it does make you go, okay, but wait a minute. In Living Color, Martin, those were pretty successful. Listen, that's like saying, but the NBA is successful.
Yeah. So why don't so obviously the WNBA must be trash.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal: is that why people have been loving to watch black bodies do their thing. That's the whole point of Get Out. That was the whole message of Get Out. Sing for me, dance for me, make me laugh. Well, do sports.
And In Living Color had people on the show that weren't black.
Right.
Jim Carrey.
I still think it's fair to call them like they were like the token white people. It was a black show. It was a black comedy show. You know? What I mean?
They were definitely the tokens, but it was just like that was part of the crossover appeal for a lot of people. Like, that was what kind of opened the door for that crossover, and also, because this is something they were actually kind of famous for, was running their show during the Super Bowl halftime. Because that's something a lot of people forget. That's what really fucking blew In Living Color up and what made Fox start doubling. That's why you got so many black shows back then. Because not only was In Living Color possible, but it went head to head with the fucking Super Bowl.
Right.
And was winning. It was winning. They were like, Fox was like, oh shit. Yeah. Y'all have any more of those neat? We don't say. What about colors? Can we say? Any more of those color shows? Yeah. Get I don't need to know what they are. Just is
blacks.
It's black.
That's the new colored. It's black.
It's the blacks
with an S.
Lowercase and with an S. Oh my God. But no, but that's what happened. There. Oh my God. There is a documentary, or not a documentary. There was an episode. I can't remember if it was either Dark Side of the 90s or Dark Side of Comedy. I don't remember which one it was, but if you go look it up, there's an episode about that. There's an episode about that. I actually highly recommend it.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing. Jim Carrey literally just said this, I think not too terribly long ago, that if it were not for In Living Color, he would not have a career. Like
that's where he blew up. Yeah.
Probably
the same could be said for Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, probably. I mean, she was a fly girl. So, I mean,
that's right.
Back when that was a thing. Try having those now.
FT Signifier talked about them. Look, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me just say really fast that I know 3 hour nobody, 0 people on this planet are ever get excited about a 3 hour podcast. If you do, you probably need help. But let me tell you something. I watched that last one on Kendrick and Drake.
Oh, Drake.
And I was like, let me see, because you heard about it. It's old. It's like, oh my God, I'm tired of hearing about these two already. That video was so good. Like, it didn't even feel like 3 hours. Now, I got shit to do, so it didn't happen in one sitting. But, going to the bathroom, and the shelf in the shower, on the drive, doing the lawn in my headphones. That shit was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, totally not on topic about nothing. I'm just saying, go watch that video. It is good as fuck. All right,
I'll just say, Jim Carrey also went on record saying that white people didn't give him a chance, that it was the Wayans. He said that he literally could not get booked by like on white TV shows. He said it was black people who gave him a chance. So that's why you're always going to see Jim Carrey put the cape on, because without hell, I'll take you one better. There's lots of comics who kind of owe a lot of their rise to fame to black television, because that's the thing that I think Hollywood doesn't want you to understand, is that the black audience is one of the most powerful audiences out there, because when we show up, we show up. And we proved that indisputably with Black Panther. To the tune of over $1 billion in sales. So
the black dollar is powerful. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Ridiculously powerful. But the thing is, we're often told that it's not important, that it's not important for people to speak to black audiences. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, the reason why that you usually hear that shit when it comes to something that somebody wants to fail. And that's kind of where I'm kind of going to bring it back home to the Acolyte, because I feel like, yeah, once again, I'm not saying that anyone needs to put the cape on for the show, because, like I said, I have my own criticisms of it. I do not think the show is perfect. I did not love the show. I liked it a lot, but I mean, I did not love it. But what I did do is I used my voice. I decided to log into Disney Plus, because they do actually have a feature where you can go to their website and you can request shows, and they give you 3 little slots where you can boop, 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 and say, this is what I want. And in that slot, I literally said, I wanted Acolyte Season 2, Ms. Marvel Season 2, She-Hulk Season 2. And then I hit submit. And
you're talking about, I saw some people sharing some shit about that. Did you share that link on your threads?
Yes, I did. And here's the thing. Here's the thing I'll tell you. Here's the thing I'll tell you about that. Funny thing that happened. Because this is when it was like about 2 or 3 days afterwards. Then you started hearing news. Oh. Marvel's considering giving Ms. Marvel a season 2. I'm not saying there's any correlation between the two, but I did notice that a lot of people were when people realized that was a function on the Disney Plus website. When people realize, you go into their feedback section, you go in there, you can request TV shows and movies that they don't currently have, and you can use that.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, you can use that function to request things that they have canceled. I actually thought about going back and seeing if I could do it again and request more shit. But that's why, and here's the thing. Another worry I think a lot of people have too is that a lot of people are afraid that the Acolyte is going to get removed from the Disney Plus platform, which is what happened to Willow. When Willow was canceled, not only did they cancel the show, they fucking deleted that motherfucker off the app. That motherfucker is gone. You cannot watch Willow, whether you want to or not. Not the TV show. Not the TV show. You can't watch it. You'll lie if you said if you tell me you just watched Willow on the Disney Plus app, you lying. You lying right now. You lying. You're a whole lie. You're a whole lie. But no.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they deleted Mighty Ducks as well. Yep. Also, friend of the channel, some of you may remember her, Alyssa Mercante, she actually wrote a really good article about the Acolyte.
See, that's the other side of it, too. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, she wrote a really good article and actually talked about some of the things I've seen some of y'all bring up in the chat, talking about streaming numbers, the way we consume television being different. She brought something I didn't even think about, and that was Breaking Bad. I forgot about that era of television, not the show, but just talking about that era. The fact that Breaking Bad was one of the last like prestige TV shows that we ever got. Like you think about that was prestige television at that time, and think about this. This was an era, and this is something she brings up in her article on Kotaku. She brings up that. Imagine if shows like The Office and Parks and Rec came out today, canceled.
One season.
One season done. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like The Office very much, but I think you've even told me the first season is not good by comparison.
Most people want to skip the first season.
Yeah, and the thing is, Parks and Rec. Same shit. I will tell you right now, there is no good reason to watch the first season of Parks and Rec. You are hurting yourself on purpose. That is self-harm. That's self-harm, as far as I'm concerned. But no.
What were the other two that you requested?
Oh,
season.
I did Acolyte Season 2, She-Hulk Season 2, Ms. Marvel Season 2.
There you go.
And I was like, these are the things I want. These are things I wish they had a 4th slot. I would have put Moon Knight Season 2, but
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with myself.
And
I'm gonna do Moon Knight because Ms. Marvel wasn't made for me, and that's okay.
You know
That's
what?
okay. I'm glad it's there, but
I can't even hate on that. I can't. Look, let me tell you something. Whenever someone who is as grown as we are, oh shit. Yeah, John sort of said, don't forget Buffy season 1. Same. Dude, Buffy, if Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out with that slaw ass season 1 in 2024, y'all will be hearing y'all be seeing hashtag save Buffy. Hashtag save Buffy. They canceled Buffy after 1 season. Ain't this about a bitch? But no,
we're in peak capitalism. And that's kind of what I was kind of getting at earlier with that, like how rough it is to peel things back. Because I mean, even my rule where I'm like not everything has to be about like a target audience, right? Like, what if my target audience is the USA? Right. And it's like, kind of like Toy Story or The Incredibles. Right. So, yeah, I guess the target audience can still be kids or whatever. But it's like you talked about, right? The crossover. And for those who don't know, the crossover has to do with like when you spread demographics, where you like aim at a certain age group and then it spreads to other one because it's digestible across the board. Right. Bluey is not it doesn't have much crossover. Oh, what happened?
No, I just saw what Herbert Scott said. I didn't think about this. The Wire would have been canceled. It would have been canceled. It'd been canceled after season 1. Which, I mean, I love the first season of The Wire, but just based on the fact of like what it deals with, yeah, it would have been canceled. It'd have been canceled.
Yeah. So there's always going to be some exceptions, but it's like my rule about the whole like two unambiguously, not mixed race, not even Latina. I want 2 black African Americans as the lead, and it not be about black culture, right?
100%. 100%.
And it's not even because like, oh, why can't it be about black culture? No. Of course, we'll make everything black. I don't give a fuck. I want them to prove to me that you could just make a movie like Jordan Peele did with Nope. Like, nothing about race. They didn't experience racism. It wasn't about black culture. You know what I mean? Like, but both of them were unapologetically black anyway. Like, it just, but it had to be Jordan Peele to do it, right? But even then, we can say, okay, but here's some exceptions. Sometimes it's about the chuds. Sometimes it's about homophobia, but it can be multiple things. But the thing I'm telling you right now, that is going to be the connection between all of them. And for once, it's not, right? Because if you say this about anything else, they call it class reductivism or something like that. What they call it, like it's basically like you're talking about class, but you're missing the white supremacy component of it, the intersectionality component, right? But in this case, I think it's reverse, because if there's one thing rainbow corporatism has taught me, is if it's gonna make them money, they're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
Straight up, they're gonna do it. And if it's like, oh, let's have look at Euphoria.
Oh yeah, that
you
shows
can't tell me the industry is super homophobic and you put out something like Euphoria. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it made money.
Hell, yeah. While not as popular, I don't know if the show is still going, but P-Valley.
I heard of it.
Yeah. P-Valley, you have Uncle Clifford, who is literally, by all accounts, I guess I don't know what would be the proper terminology for Uncle Clifford, because I guess technically drag queen, but he's like a major portion of the show. So
yeah,
take that how you want to.
The one thing that's going through is the fact that we are like in peak, what do they call it? Late stage capitalism. I'm telling you, maybe not our lifetime, but I would say probably within 100 years, there's either gonna be a revolution or we're gonna get into some crazy ass shit that right now we laugh about, like in movies like what's that one where all the rich people lived in orbit in that fucking super high Elysium.
Yeah. Dude, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah. No, the motherfucker's living on the fucking Halo ring.
That's right. That's
We're
right.
living
You know
on
what I'm
fucking
saying? It's
Halo.
like it's getting bad. And right
Look
now
at
they're
all
like,
the pullers down below.
does it make me money? Does it make me money? No, doesn't. It doesn't. You know, because I looked it up. I looked up the Acolyte shit in Forbes, and they're talking about how it costs $180 million to make. $180 million.
That's
and
a
the
movie.
writer in the Forbes, like, yeah, the writer in Forbes was like whoever wrote the Forbes article. I don't remember the name, but they're like they knew ahead of time when they got the budget back, they knew that it was not going to succeed. Because there's no big names, there's no, you know what I mean, Luke Skywalker's on the dark, you know, he's just like, it's not gonna, you cannot spend that much money and expect to survive.
Your biggest star is Amanda Stenberg. And the next biggest star after her, the next biggest
is Amanda the Trinity?
Oh well, no, that's Carrie Ann Moss. That's Carrie Ann Moss.
Okay,
but
I
mean, like as far like, well, yeah, I guess you totally
stayed in.
Yeah, like that, like as far as like your one character who's in like the entirety of the show. The next closest major star is Lee Jung Jae from Squid Game.
Right, but he's kind of new star, right?
He's a new, but that's my whole point.
Yeah.
That's my whole point. Yeah. That's all the star power you got.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep, the guy from Squid. That is your next major star. You could make a case for Daphne King, but she's not like she's not that well known by comparison. Like,
there's not
new.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, no. He's not new, but he's new to us. Like as far as like mainstream, like as far as there's a lot of people.
He's been big in Korea for a while.
Yeah, he's been big in Korea for 5 ever. But there's American audiences, because once again, we gotta think about this. We have to judge this not based on his Korean roles. It's kind of like you know who in Eternals, Don Lee. The guy who, the guy who plays Gilgamesh in Eternals.
Yes.
That guy is
he was in Train to Busan.
Yeah, he's a whole fucking star over there in Korea.
Yeah.
But a lot of American audiences did not know who the fuck he was until,
by the way,
Eternals came out.
I love how Korean culture shows strongmen.
Yes,
it's my favorite. Because an American strongman, you're like jacked and ripped, and you look like Wolverine, right?
Yeah,
but
Hugh Jackman Wolverine,
right? Hugh Jackman Wolverine, exactly. But in Korean, when I saw like the stereotype and how he always plays like the badass and the strong guy, I'm like, oh wow, Koreans show strongmen like for real strongmen,
right?
Like,
no, I'm gonna tell you what. I want you to do this. I want you to do this one night and tell me what you think. Go in the thing. Look for the Roundup.
The Roundup. All right.
Mm-hmm. It's a trilogy.
Oh, in the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's in the Good Place. It's in the Good Place. I need to get that too. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
But no, it's in the Good Place.
South Korean.
But I think it's either an action or crime. I don't remember which. But it is a trilogy centered around him. And he just
Ma Dong-seok.
Mm-hmm. That's his government name. That's his government name. But if you actually look at he goes by Don Lee over here.
Got it.
I guess because people have trouble with Korean names, which is funny considering how much people love K-pop. But go figure. But no, the thing is, yeah. If you go by Korean standards, everybody knows who Saul is by that point. But yeah, most of the people who I know, like locally around here, that they're not into Korean cinema. They didn't have a fucking clue who that dude was until COVID. When COVID hit and Squid Game came out, it was like, oh yeah, we know that guy is.
How do you say your name, Ruth? Is it Joao Pierre? The hyphen messing people up. Huh?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Man, hyphens, I don't get what it is. There are people who don't know how to deal with those. Because I remember like going like even a name as simple. So it was Joao.
Joao, yeah. Joao
Okay, so
Pierre.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, so like when Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez started being a thing, when you know there were so many people who didn't understand the concept, and that's how I knew this country was cooked. That's how I knew this country was cooked. There were a lot of people who didn't understand the concept of someone having two last names.
Oh, right.
Like we forgot we're so American that the concept of hyphenating your last name is considered a bad thing, that like when we actually saw someone who had a hyphenated last name, which is incredibly common to my understanding in not even
Latin
just
cultures,
I was gonna say not even just Puerto Rican culture, but just like Latin culture in general. Like
Spanish naming convention comes out of Spain,
right?
And each country does it a little bit differently, and so like my whole actual name would. Well, I'm not gonna say it online.
Oh yeah. No,
I would have.
You can tell me.
I was born with 5 names.
Oh wow!
And then because I had 2 middle names, 2 last names.
Dude,
and then
that's wild.
Once my dad, because the guy I call dad is actually not like the original one's the sperm donor. I call him because I don't barely know him. And then the other one, I only know he's my dad. I only know he's not my biological father because I was told, or else I would have known because he was there since like before I was born. But when I took his name, they got rid of my second last name and first last name because I was named after my biological father. So that his name was taken out, and then I went to like regular 3 names.
Dude, you see this right here what Jasmine said. So she saw people saying that you're setting your kid up for failure if you hyphenate it. That is wild to me. That is so wild to me because it doesn't seem.
That's American centric as fuck, by the way. That's wild.
It's like that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy to me because when I think about that, I'm like, well, okay. I mean, it's an extra. Like, okay, first off, I'm gonna tell you right now, Afro Boy, everybody in your job need to be cussed out. Because that is not even hard. It's like how
Corey Scott Johnson.
It's like, bruh, they need their ass whoop. Also, Gearless Bud here said, I got my actual name has 9. Good God. See, that's the thing. I don't even think that's a bad. The only way I could see it being a bad thing is if you yourself as a person just doesn't know how to, I guess, accept other people's
be able to look past
culture. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, exactly. It's just like you have to be able to step outside yourself. Like there's so many crazy things out there in the world that I did not know until literally yesterday. There's lots of things that I'm literally learning for the first time. And when I
love learning new shit about cultures and stuff. Because sometimes I'm that weird dude. Like when I find out you from like Laos or some shit. I don't know how to just be normal about that. I'm like, oh, that's dope.
Tell me more.
Like over there? Like, what's like our political shit here? Do you guys have that kind of political shit there? Like, and they're like, I don't know. My parents are from there. I'm like,
dude.
Yeah. You know what's kind of funny about the names thing though is actually for as fucking misogynistic and racist as Spain is, it's actually super progressive. Why there's so many names? Because you take the names of your parents and you attach them to your own name. So like in Latin culture, and again, each country does it a little bit differently. They have their own versions. But this all pretty much boils down to your last names is your mom and your dad's last name. And then your kids will take one of those and then the mom. And so there's always you always get both of the names from your parents. It's not just your dad, and then the mom loses hers.
And I think that's so cool because, like, it gets rid of that erasure of like family lineage, because that was because and I think maybe that's why that is why Americans don't like it because we're so accustomed to
it's a little bit
It's that trad shit. It's that fucking trad shit, man.
And you know what's funny? If you look at history, like queens running the British Empire, a lot more rare than queens running the Spanish Empire. like again, it was a.
No, I'm just laughing. Jason said, "My name is Jason Taylor. That's it."
It's kind of like, oh, dude, the thing. He's like, they be fucking my name up. I'm like, bro, those are 3 plantation owner names back to back. Corey Scott Johnson.
I mean, look, and I ain't even mad at this, like, because that's something that, like, I don't think it, like I said, I don't think it's a bad thing. I actually think hyphenating is like to me. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm weird, and maybe it's because I'm so open to other people's cultures. Like, I think I talked about this like the week before. One of my favorite fucking shows on this earth is Reservation Dogs. I have no, not to my knowledge, I have no people in my life, who are, indigenous that are like a major portion of my life. We don't even have much of an indigenous population here in Tennessee, which is sad to me. But or at least if we do, they keep to themselves. They're like, nah, y'all fuck this shit up enough for the rest of us. Like, we're just gonna stay over here. But no, when I started watching that show and I started learning so much about indigenous culture, I was like, dude, I actually really, dude, like, I was like,
it's dope.
I was like, dude, I was like, this is so, I was like, this shit's fucking beautiful. I was like,
yeah.
But it's like, why? Well, like, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to get off into the weeds. You know what? Today we are going to get to.
I did tell, just for the record, I did tell Maneater to hyphenate her name. She could. She was, but she said she didn't. She didn't want to do it. I'm like, all right.
I mean,
I want to do it. If we adopt, I want to do like the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, knowing Maneater, kind of like, yeah, she ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah,
look, I love her to death, but like, I've heard conversations with her like, you like when y'all talk about shit, it's just like, yeah, I'm not trying to do all that. Like, I just hear her say it.
I don't know why. I think it's my neuro spicy brain, but anytime I know, like, bro, I get it. I'm about to tell you the 31-step way to make the rest of your life easy. She'll be like, no, I want the rest of my life to be hard because I don't want to do 31 steps of anything. I'm like, yeah, but just let me tell you this one complicated thing and then it's going to be easy after that. Nah, I'm just going to do it the hard way for the rest of my life. I'm like, no, I get so mad.
Oh, no, dude. Yeah, Cynthia's the same way. She's the same way. So that's why I empathize. I'm just like, nah, she ain't gonna do that. She ain't gonna do it. Like, I always jokingly refer to Cynthia as a part of the fuck around and find out tribe. It's like she's like, no, it's like, not gonna do it. Nope. Yeah. But to be fair, she has gotten better. Let's get to some super chats. We've got, oh wait, I meant to go here is what I meant to do. We got one. Oh man, look, it's coming in. We got Gearless Mo with the 1999 super chat says, get those likes up, people. Also, Blerd Without Fear, please select 3 from the community who have Steam for a gift. Basically, the new Journey to the West games. Send them to me via Discord. Ooh. Well, I tell you what, that's what we're gonna do. Tell you what,
about first 3 fastest triggers. Go.
It's like first 3 fastest triggers. Everybody's like, it's gonna be like a litany of messages.
72 DMs.
Yeah, I'm like, excuse me. Yeah. But no, we let's see here. I don't know, man. We have to tell you what. We're gonna convene on this. And then we'll get that out. And then oh yeah, and here we also got another here. This is Eric Carter here with the $9.99. Says this is a streaming issue. Shows aren't allowed to find itself and learn from things that didn't work the prior season or find its audience. A show like Lost wouldn't have survived past season 1. Dude,
100%.
Dude, Lost would be cooked. Lost would be cooked. There's no way that show would have made. How many seasons? I think that show got what? 6, 7 seasons, some shit like that.
Too many.
Dude,
Too many. And it ended like doo doo water anyway.
Oh yeah, no, don't even get me started on that.
Yeah.
Think about some of your favorite shows. A lot of them would not be on right now. You would have honestly, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I don't even know if Breaking Bad would have made it past season 1. And it's not even a bad season. But it's like a short season. It's like a short it's a short season that kind of whets the appetite. It gets you going, like it gets you ready, but it's really that second season where like you're like, oh, okay, this is what's popping off. Okay. Like, I think Breaking Bad would have been one of those shows that like it would have been I don't think it would have gotten canceled. It'd have been in danger though. Like people, they'd be like, well, we almost canceled it, but we said, well, fuck it, we'll go ahead and let it go.
That one little piece of water that goes straight up.
Yeah, but it's
from the porta potty.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. I'm trying to think of some other like. As I sit back and think about like some of the shows that were like very, I guess like iconic.
Walking Dead, very good. Yeah. That took a little bit to get going.
Walking Dead was kind of slow. It was kind of slow.
And then it became The Walking Dead as a show.
That motherfucker's like, ugh, look, is this over?
Man, boring as fuck, bro.
Man, look, what the fuck are y'all doing? How'd y'all make a zombie show boring?
And then, another group of the humans are the real monsters. We're just gonna do this every season.
Every season. Oh, by the way, you know the guy that's the bad guy? Nice eye.
He's the real monster. Oh yeah, that too.
Like nice eye.
Yeah, he has actually a heart of gold. Like he essayed like this whole group and he murdered that kid but he has a heart of gold. He has a heart of gold.
It's like it's like we're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep him. He's ours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. There's so many. Dude, The Boys would not have worked on one season. I don't think The Boys would have held out too terribly long either. There's a lot of
season 1. I feel like I like season 1 though.
Yeah, I like season 1, but like just talking about the elements of it. The elements of it are too like oh man, oh my god, what was man? Why am I blanking on the name of this fucking show? It's gonna make me have to pull up The Good Place. It's gonna make me have to pull up The Good Place to find it.
No time under no circumstances in my entire life, even before COVID, have I ever used the porta potty for any reason. You, sir, never served in the military. No way. There's no way.
Oh my god.
Or if you did, you didn't deploy.
Man,
I'll tell you what. I remember one time I was in a porta potty in the field, and I went in there at night, and I'm trying to do this hovering thing. Porta potty squat. That's it. See you, Rose. You know, yo.
The squat.
I'm already. My quad's already smoking, right? Because I'm dropping a deuce, and I look up, and I see the biggest fucking spider I've ever seen in my life. Now I don't know if it was like my brain fucked me up, so maybe it was just like big, maybe you go back and it's like a little ass spider or something, but my brain made it look bigger. But I could not fucking move. And then I put my flashlight on it so I could keep an eye on it. That pissed it off. It spun around and it picked its 2 legs up. It just picked it up and stared at it. I'm like, I'm gonna die. And so what do? I'm not gonna run out and just fucking shit flying everywhere and what I mean, like when my pants are down around my ankles. So I'm like, fucking my life, dude. And I'm like, at the same time, I'm trying to like keep my back against the wall, stay hovered over the seat, push till I can get ejection, and then clean up, all without fucking with that spider. It was the worst. It was the worst fucking night of my life. I've never been so afraid in my life.
Never again. Oh, not the show I was thinking about. Tales from the Crypt. That first season was not great.
No.
It was not great. I went back and watched it recently. I did not have fun with it.
You can't, man. You can't watch those shows. You know what show I want to watch, but I refuse. Like, I won't let myself. I'll be like, no, stop. I want to watch Quantum Leap. but I know damn well that I will hate it. I know I'll hate it, but I know my brain says, nah, just do it. You loved it.
It's in there. It's in there.
Is it? Is it?
Because I was literally thinking about the other day. Because you know what? I was thinking about like shows that were so much alike. I was thinking about like Quantum Leap and Sliders. It was literally the same premise.
Oh,
you just
yeah,
change,
you were telling me that. Yeah.
You just change what it is they're doing. One's time travel and the other one's like alternate reality slides. But each show, they're hoping the next leap is going to be the leap home.
Yeah. See, but here's the thing. Oh, by the way, I was a kid, and I remember later in life going, oh, how did that end anyway? And I look up the series finale. Stays lost. Never made it back home.
Yeah.
I was like so angry.
I think
Whole-ass adult. This show that I love to like talk about and imagine, and my uncles and all the what ifs and shit. I was so mad at that fucking 40-year-old show. I was so mad. I was like, you just fuck forever?
Just
Man,
done.
that's fucking stupid.
It's just cooked.
So here's the thing, real quick. Maybe we'll talk about these shows. Here's what y'all got to remember, though. You can't think about what you think about them now.
Right.
You got to talk about how they were received then.
Yes.
Like these shows out there, like Baywatch, like 90210, like all these shows that we think like that wouldn't make it past season 1, they were hits then. People loved corny ass shit back then. I don't know what was wrong with people in the 80s and 90s, but the brains weren't fully developed or something. These shows mostly suck.
Here's the thing. You had to be there. Because I'm going to tell you what happened. Cynthia's been going back and watching Daria. And while it's not bad,
Daria's, yeah.
It still holds up. But there's just a little bit of you had to be there.
Yeah,
like if you not saying that like you've never seen it before. You like that's what I'm talking about. Like if you've at least seen the show back in its heyday, you get why it's funny. But to a person that never saw it in its heyday, I'm sorry, you're gonna have a hard time with this.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, you're exactly right, G. Martinez, because that's exactly why I speak with confidence. I was born 1980, like on the dot, which means all the way up through my pre-adolescence, I'm solidly in the 80s. Not like 84, 85, and like half your childhood's in the 90s. I spent my entire childhood in the 80s. And I go back and I look at some of this shit, and there's some gold, right? There's some gold. But man, dude, like who looks at Three's Company and says, man, this is hilarious? Like who thought that was funny? Like that shit was whack, you know? Like it's so dumb.
Like honestly, I felt like it was whack even by then standards. But like,
really, nah, I watched shit out there. I was a little kid watching that.
I was like, what the? I was like, what is this? I was like, who is this for? I was like, it's not for me. But I will say I know what this is for. This is Michael DeFonte with the 5. Says Rock was genius. Talk about the TV show Rock. We were talking about earlier. Says one of my favorite shows.
Dr. Midnight.
From that, right. As I say, that AKA Dr. Midnight. Says one of my favorite shows from that time period. They even did live episodes that ran perfectly without issue. That's another thing I actually didn't mention because I forgot about that. They did do live episodes, which I thought was insane. Yeah, in front of a live audience. That was wild to me because you usually only did live episodes like that for. I mean, to be fair, Rock is technically a sitcom. But it's not a sitcom that's like laugh out loud funny all the time. That shit gets serious.
Yeah.
So it was like it was more like watching like a stage play, I would imagine, than anything else. But yeah, I thought it was cool because it was like, dude, this is money.
Yeah.
This is money right here.
Mork and Mindy, perfect example.
Oh God.
Perfect example. And that launched his career. That launched Robin Williams' career. I've seen it.
It's just insane to me.
It's like, oh, it's cool. He doesn't get it because he's an alien. Like, what is it? I really think their brains were like not like evolved or something by that point.
Because was that like not the first? I mean, maybe it was. I don't. Let me not say it. I don't think it's the first, but I feel like it was the first time I ever heard the term "fish out of water." Like in terms of like a type of a story, yeah. Mork and Mindy, like the whole idea that it's all funny because he's an alien. He doesn't understand he doesn't understand human culture. Therefore, funny.
Yeah.
Like it's a.
It's
It's like, oh hey, what does this cup thing do? Do I sit on it?
I'm wearing like a hat.
Yeah, I'm wearing like
it's like, and then the laugh track goes off. I'm like,
yeah. It's like okay,
all right.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about fucking what's the Big Bang Theory. It's like, this is funny because I'm a nerd, or this is funny because I'm autistic. And I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this show, dude.
It's like,
I don't know who finds this shit funny.
Dude, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Being a guy who used to watch that show unironically.
Oh, that's right. I didn't. You know, I've never even talked about that. That could have been your favorite TV show for all I knew.
Well, no. It was up to a point. Because then I think after like the second season of it, I got really tired of it. Because I was like, these are the same jokes. I was like, not only are these the same jokes, but these are the same jokes that, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that this show is laughing with me. I think it's laughing at me. And the more I just kept thinking about it, the more I was like, you know what? This show... Like, I knew so many nerds who were like, oh, man, dude, just like a Big Bang Theory. Oh, that's so cool. And I would just look at them and just be like,
yep.
No, it's not cool.
You hit the nail on the head. It was like the joke was you're a nerd.
Yeah, it's like...
You know what I mean? Like, like, look at these fucking losers.
It's supposed to make you think that it's, hey, we're uplifting you. See, we were just like you. Like, you know what it is? What the fuck movie was that with Steve Buscemi where he comes and is like, hello, fellow kids? That's what I felt like Big Bang Theory was. It's like, hello, fellow nerds. And it's like some dude like cosplaying
I'm a nerd
as a nerd.
like you.
I was like, no, you're not. You weren't a fucking... I mean, maybe you were a nerd, but I don't know. I kind of feel like the people who made that show were more likely to be people who put nerds in lockers than people who actually were nerds themselves, or
100%.
Or if they were nerdy, they were the cool nerds. That's dude. That's basically
they were nerd facing.
Dude, no, you're not lying. That's I saw someone bring up dinosaurs. Yes, I still watch Dinosaurs. It is
Dinosaurs was funny. Yeah. Somebody brought up Married with Children. Funny. Alf was funny.
Yes.
They were like I said, they were actually funny shows. Out
Golden Girls, just funny.
Funny. Yep. Murder She Wrote. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. Matlock. Interesting.
God, man, I miss those.
All right, maybe there was some good TV.
Yeah, there was some good stuff.
The bad ones.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
we keep on this topic. We're gonna start getting into an existential crisis.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know what's fucking happening on the news? Since we're all in our fucking we're all middle aged over here.
What
is the public figures of our childhood?
Oh yeah, they're all fucking dying. They're all
Everybody's fucking dying. It was like,
dude,
Jesus
10 people
Christ,
died.
Dude.
I think, or no, I won't say 10, but there were like 7 or 8 people that died. I think like a couple of weeks ago. Because normally shit happens in threes, but that was that 1 week where it was like, oh, this person died, then this person died. Oh, and then the next day, these 3 people died. Oh, and by the way, these 2 people over here, they died too. And then I was like, stop, just stop. I don't want to know anymore. I don't want to know. Stop telling me.
I'm saying,
that
means we're next.
I'm getting depressed.
We're next.
Oh,
we're
yeah,
up.
no, dude, our shit's cooked. It's cooked.
Yeah.
But I will definitely say to take it back, Dinosaurs, which also in The Good Place.
Not the mama.
Yeah, dude, fantastic show. They literally had episodes that poked fun at shit that people didn't want to talk about. Like homosexuality. There's literally, they have a joke about it in the first episode, but they also have a whole episode dedicated to it because it's all about being a vegetarian. They don't call it being gay, they call you a vegetarian.
Oh, very nice. Very
like
nice.
matter of fact,
Yeah.
in the very first episode, they do this thing where like they have you remember how they used to do like TV shows where someone have an interview but they didn't want to reveal who they were, so they'd have them all blacked out and they would like fuck up their voice or some shit. It's like I always felt like I was I always felt like I was a vegetarian trapped in a carnivore's body.
Right, right.
And then the whole thing where like Robbie's thinking about being a vegetarian and Earl's all like, what? No son of mine. And then they have to get it always kind of led to Earl like being like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't so okay. You know what? Let me calm down. I'm out of pocket. It always broke down to that. Hell, they did one about female puberty and beauty standards in the first season. I honestly don't know how that show got renewed for a second season, because it was like, you know, people talk about, oh man, this shit's woke. Like, no, that shit was woke. Like, I'm telling you, it was like that.
Yeah.
That shit was taking no-dos.
You know what show was good and it's like almost bad to admit now, but it was?
What's that?
Roseanne.
Yeah, man. You know
Roseanne
what? Honestly,
was good.
I feel
She
weird
fucking
about
lost her
that
mind.
one.
That's just sad.
Well, because
You know? They tackled racism well as a
They did.
white working class family.
They did.
They did, you know, they did queer
They
topics.
did.
And, sex positivity, like sexism, like the difference between the sons and the boyfriend coming around. It was a really and fucking
Yeah.
what's his face? John Goodman is fucking hilarious.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I forgot about the
yeah.
4 legs bad, 2 legs good. I forgot about that. But no, the okay, here's the thing that's funny to me about Roseanne. Well, not funny. It's actually more depressing. If you ever watch The Dark Side of Comedy, I think it's on Hulu, but
yeah.
that show fucked my head up for Roseanne. Like, it actually made me feel legitimately bad for her on some level, just because they did it. Yeah, because basically the Dark Side of Comedy, they would just pick a person and just go down and just deep dive into them.
Is it a YouTube channel or a
No,
show?
no, no. This was on. It was on Hulu. It was on Hulu. There was like
Okay.
it's like a whole show. Like, it's a docu-series. But like Hulu does all of them. They do like Dark Side of Comedy, Dark Side of the 80s, Dark Side of the 90s, Dark Side of the Ring. There's like a whole, I think it's a Vice thing, if I'm being honest. But you know, I might go look for those in the good place too. We'll see. Anyway, point of the matter is the Roseanne episode, it made me realize why she's the way she is, because they talk about there was a car accident that or not car accident. Well, technically it was a car accident. She got hit by a car, basically, long story short. And it caused her
the actor.
real life Roseanne Barr. She got hit by a car, and it caused her like some level of brain damage that she never mentally recovered from.
Wow.
And they actually talked to her ex-husband and a bunch of other people that were kind of close to her, and they all kind of say the same thing. She used to be one way, and that slowly over time she just kind of she turned racist.
The car hit the racism in her. Like, she got up, started saying the N-word every day.
Right, every day.
Never the same after that.
Next thing you know, she starts calling people Planet of the Apes.
Man.
Well, you know, it's funny. It's funny too, because apparently a lot of people who were close to her said she used to be the polar opposite then of what she is today. Like, what?
Believe it.
Like, not even.
I'm making jokes, but I believe it.
Yeah. Just like
That was one of the most interesting. Like, when I'm in my psych degree, one of the most interesting classes that I still somehow got a D in because I didn't do the work, but I still loved it a lot. It was on the brain, and it was like, this is why I don't. This is what I've learned about perception and the brain is why I don't believe like in a soul. Right? Like, I don't really believe like in some immaterial soul. Everything that you are is up here in this fucking skull cave, and you're a bone and meat mech. Everything's right here. Because how do we know is there's this one dude who in a construction accident, there was a picture of it, goes through the bottom of his head out the top, and he lives, right? And then after that, he was a fucking awesome dude, kind, loved animals, great father, great husband. And after that, he becomes an abuser, anger problems, all this stuff, because his brain is literally broken. And so, you know, people say things like, don't let people, you know, it's not mental illness that causes racism and stuff like that. And I'm like, Yeah, okay. I don't want, you shouldn't have to give him an out.
No.
But schizophrenia, one of the hallmarks of schizophrenia is irrational paranoia. And if we live in a white supremacist society and you have schizophrenia, then all of a sudden the unknown becomes something that you're afraid of. And what's unknown if you're white? A black person, right?
Exactly.
and so can mental illness cause racism? Can brain damage cause racism?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. I mean, still fuck you, but
alcohol does not cause racism. Unless
no,
you are
shows
racist.
racism.
It shows
racism.
I just was.
That's what I used to tell women all the time. I'm like, oh, so I didn't know you were bi. Like, I'm not bi. I'm like, you were fucking completely like feeling up and doing some crazy shit with. Girls can do that. Like, no. Let me tell you something. I have been blackout wasted. Don't remember my name. Puke all over me. I've been all different levels of drunk. And never once have I ever made out with a dude. If you did, that's fine. Yeah. Right? If I had made out with a dude, I would wake up the next day. I'm like, I think I may have learned something about myself. I guess maybe I'm bi. And that's fine. Maybe that would have been my awakening experience. But it's never happened. So I could just have to assume that I'm straight. If you are making out with a girl, that's because that's what's in you. That's there.
No, that's in your soul.
Go down. It doesn't create behavior. It lowers inhibitions so that you do uninhibited behavior.
Man, this is actually kind of powerful. Kind of brings a little bit of a tear to my eye, if I'm being brutally honest.
Rough Rider. Yeah, you said that show plays on Vice. Is that what it is?
It's on
Dark Side Vice.
Yeah, all the dark sides are on Vice to one extent or another. Also, the one about Joan Rivers is really fucking sad. Oh, anyway.
Damn.
But no, Gillismo hit us, and I'm not gonna lie, this kind of hits me in the soul because now that I think about it, it makes me, it puts so many things in perspective as to why you don't see it more commonly in the black community. You know, when we're talking about the idea of hyphenating names, keeping names as kind of a record of your family lineage. But Gilsmo says this is how we kept our lineage through slavery and through regime changes in the world itself. You say your name and you know your family line. And I honestly wonder, because I think there's a lot of things that we don't do or that we do that feel like something that's just kind of part of our normal, like, everyday traditions that are probably likely due in some part to some form of colonization, like the idea that we don't keep our last names, and we probably got tricked into that somehow because we probably let someone convince us that it was not normal or not okay or not cool. Same way that we kind of let people trick us into being hyper religious or being perceived as hyper religious so that we would forgive our oppressors. That sort of thing. I feel like everything's done for a reason. It sucks, but actually made me think.
Here's what people don't get. There was a point in time in my life where I wondered, like, and I still, like, I mean, I don't know what I would do. It's not like I am indigenous. Like, I know I'm 100% Taino Indian or something, but the fact of the matter is that when I look at African American, especially straight, like we can, there was less. Because of segregation in the United States, there's a little bit less miscegenation due to the laws. So a lot of interracial mixing that we have is, sadly, it's going to be due to rape, right? A lot of it.
Yeah.
But in Latin America, there was a lot more intermixing. So Latin Americans are a lot more mixed because it was different, right? But I think about that sometimes, and I think about what keeps an African American in Christianity once you know history. And even more than this, and I apologize if this is offensive, but and y'all could, if you've ever thought about this, let me know.
Yeah.
If you have a last name like Washington or Johnson or something like that, unless that it came from your great grandfather who was an immigrant. Not every single European last name of a black person is coming from a slave owner, by the way. I think that's a weird assumption. But if you did trace it back, and it's not because your great grandfather is from France, it's because your family kept it. Why keep it? That's why when I heard about like Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay changed his name, it was like, yeah, like why doesn't everyone do that? Not just for Islam, why doesn't everyone do it? But then I thought about one thing that people don't really like to think about is the fact that when we look at the indigenous people and enslaved people, it wasn't convincing nobody of nothing. It was, I'm stealing your children.
Right.
When you have a baby, I'm taking them from you. And that baby will never know anything but the name that I give him and the church I bring him up in. They did this with indigenous people. They did this with enslaved people.
Oh, my God. You just I got a little triggered for a second. There's an episode of Reservation Dogs about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Catholic Church is a whole fucking monster, dude.
Dude, that shit, I'm not gonna lie, fucked my whole day up. Yeah. Like, because it's and I think that's actually why I empathize with indigenous culture so much, because one of the few cultures we have in America that I feel was equally as shit on as as black people were like during slavery. It's on a different level, but like it's different. There were crimes there. Like it's not like to say, oh, this is the exact same thing, but just like you literally had a group of people, and honestly, had circumstances been different, probably would have been in the same boat. Would have been probably in the same boat as African slaves. But it's like the situation just kind of being that this is a culture of people who basically they were just completely dehumanized and treated as alien, treated as being subhuman, and the world just kind of watched as it happened. It became
we're doing it right now.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Oh, I was gonna say which is, first off, let me just go ahead and say right now, one day, and I know it probably seems like something that could never happen, but I promise you, one day, people who are children, now, there's a lot of people who are grown today that are probably gonna have a lot of questions to answer. A lot of things to answer for in some years to come, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
We'll see who writes the history books. Right?
Well,
because if you're talking about Texas and Florida, enslaved people, they got to learn trade skills. So
it wasn't all bad. It was beneficial. Yeah. The gospel according to Ron DeSantis. The gospel according to Ron DeSantis. But I'm gonna lighten the mood a little bit by I don't know now it's gotten so dark. I don't know if I can. We're gonna try it. Fuck it, we're doing it anyway. Gilsmo, thank you for that. 1999. Dun, 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 dun. I'm depressed as fuck. Super chat. If I don't sing this, I'm probably gonna start crying because that's just Anyway, we also got another one here for Wraith X7 with the 5. Says the same thing happened to Kanye West after the car accident that put him in a coma for a week that he had changed. I mean, here's the thing. Like Robo was saying, there are instances where, like, whether it's a neurological, disorder or some kind of neurological damage or any kind of, the mind is a weird thing. And I think that the sooner that we all come to just accept the fact that it is a weird thing, it's not some complex cybernetic organism or anything like that. It's not some fucking ghost in the shell shit. I feel like some people treat the brain like it's that. The brain, I mean, yeah, it's a very complicated thing, but it's also a very alien thing. Like, I mean, I don't think people realize how just insane the idea of what your brain is. Like, I don't think people respect that enough. And like, you would be surprised at how a person's personality can change just based on some things. And once again, not saying it's an excuse for people's, bad behavior. It's not to absolve them of it, but I mean, sometimes you kind of have to look at the situation. I mean, yeah, I look at a person like Kanye West. I look at a person like Roseanne Barr. I look at people of that ilk. And I honestly, I don't hate them. I actually feel more sorry for them than I do anything else, because I can only imagine that it's like being trapped inside of something that you can't control. That's how I'm going to look at it. It's how I'm choosing to look at it. It's not to say they don't make bad choices of their own volition. Yeah, but I think it's definitely that. That said, everyone start. I want to put out because we actually. Yeah, we started vibing, and you know how that goes. You know, it happens when we start vibing.
We got one person in the waiting room, Yasuke. If anybody else wants to say something, remember to keep it short. One question. It's we're at 3 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are.
Super chat came in.
Yeah, we got another. We actually got a couple. We got Daryl here says, I know I'm behind, but American Gods, too many gays and browns. Then people complained it was too confrontational. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's what happened. I mean, look at what happened to Mr. Anansi. How they handled that whole situation. And there's that's. Once again, if you don't have the even if you have the crossover appeal, if you have it, look, here's the reality. Here's the reality of the whole situation. Hollywood caters predominantly to two demographics. And these two demographics will always be more important than any other demographic unless the show has a very specific audience that is not those two demographics. Straight white men, straight white women. If those are the two most coveted demographics. I think the only other demographic that might be more coveted is adult white males 18 to 49. That's like a more hyper specific one. But like, if your show it doesn't matter what the show is. If you have a show like a Kindred or where you have a black female lead, if you have a show like the Acolyte where you have two black female leads, or you have a show like a She's Gotta Have It with a black female lead, guess what audience you're probably not going to get? You're likely, I mean, it's not to say that, straight white women don't watch any of these shows, but I'm going to go on a limb and say they probably don't. And I'm going to go on a limb and say if there's any straight white men watching those shows, they're probably few and far between. Right. And it's just a is what it is situation. It's something I've come to accept. I don't expect the crossover appeal of a show like I'll pluck one out of the ether. Black Jesus. I don't expect a lot of white people to be watching that show.
Atlanta.
Honestly, and I only expect a bare minimum amount of them just because like that show was so popular. But I mean, let's be honest, that was a black show, and I don't think 100%. I don't. And most of the jokes, I'm sorry, I just don't expect a lot of white people to get.
So Robo, your theory is that we are like Goku for Dragon Ball, head injury just changed our whole purpose. Nah, first of all, it's possible to. I did want to add a quick addendum.
Oh yeah.
Racism from a head injury. There's a saying that's popular amongst atheists, and it's extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Okay, I know it's possible to really, just to put it bluntly, that inherited your mental illness can cause racism. But just so everybody's aware, I'm gonna default to not believing your ass, probably, unless I know you
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. And then we got this one here. Let's see here. We got Speedy Moondust. Let's see. Says, as someone who is raised Christian, I've noticed there are 3 forms of conditioning with Christianity and other religions. Culture is the umbrella. Church, school, home. You keep people in religion. That is. It's funny because I think that's actually kind of why we have been conditioned to think that this is a Christian nation. Like that America is a Christian nation, which it is not a. I mean, it is a Christian nation in so much that there's a lot of Christians here.
We live in a Christian hegemony for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
But like
everything, nobody's getting just no federal holiday for freaking. There's not even a federal holiday for Hanukkah. You know, like that's a pretty popular holiday.
But the real tea is that this is a country that was founded on the fact that it was just okay to be Christian. Like no one's gonna hang you or anything like that. That's and that's why it just kind of fell to that. But I mean, at the end of the day, that is a lot of religions, and those umbrellas basically do kind of that is, and you know what? I've noticed this. If any one of those 3 things slips, the whole house of cards usually falls down. It's usually what, because ultimately, I think that's actually what leads to people, kind of like the people I know who are broken away from religion. Usually, it's the case. Maybe they drop out of school, or maybe their home life is shit, or they just stop going to church. Sometimes all of the above, but usually, if one of those things like falls off, the rest is not far behind. Or their faith is usually not far behind, or I won't say their faith, but like you start to see things a little more. I don't want to say clearly because it makes it sound like you're caught up in some kind of a MLM. But I know that's what it was like for me when I just stopped. Like one day I just said, you know what, I'm not going to church anymore, and then after that, like the whole veil just kind of dropped, and I started becoming an outside observer looking at what was going on being like,
that's it.
Ooh, I was like, this ain't.
Yeah,
I was like, this shit's cooked,
dude.
Oh, this shit's cooked.
There's a plugged in, and I feel bad I'm saying this here because I know. Listen, I don't have any. All my family is Christian. Like I'm like one of the few. I don't have any ill will towards Christians. I don't think bad about Christians. But there is something to say about Christianity. Well, I'm sorry, no, I wouldn't even say Christianity. Theism in general, because this is true for Islam. This is true for lots of religions. But it's I've pointed this out a lot lately. Really, the way that faith, religions, theism keeps you in there, it's exactly the same thing as an abusive relationship, because they set up everything based off of no one else is going to love you like we love you. You're not allowed to go find out the answer for yourself. If you do, that's proof that you don't really love us. You know what I mean? And so there was a lot of things that I never even allowed myself to think about when I was a Christian, because if I did listen open-heartedly to the person explaining why, then that was allowing Satan into my life. That was opening myself up to attack from the enemy, right? That was showing lack of faith. And so there's all these things and once I left that, then I was able to let me see what's going on here. And I was starting to see all the problems that I was never allowed to see, because the minute it started making sense, it was proof that Satan was attacking your faith. And how does an abusive relationship work? No one loves you like me. Once you leave here, you'll be nothing. They just want, your parents are just trying to control you. Your friends just don't want to see you happy. And then they're like, oh, you want to leave me? Then you never love me. You said you love me. You never love me if you leave me. Like, oh, no, I do love you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what this reminds me of? Reminds me of those text messages we read from Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Isn't that something? even the death. even the death, right? Like, oh my God, do you not understand that Jesus died for your sins? Jonathan Major straight up said, I almost killed myself. I'll kill myself. Like, it's all the same. It's all the same.
But if you come back, I'll forgive you.
By the way, if you're Christian, no offense.
No offense. It's no offense. But it just,
I said no offense, so you can't even get mad at me.
No, you can't. Yeah, that's
the
the
Geneva
rules.
Convention.
Yeah,
With
that's
all
the
due
rules.
respect.
That is true, though. I guess you know what?
Baby, come back.
Let's go ahead and get
I don't
our.
know why I open my mouth. Sometimes I just be talking. We're already smaller than the Blerd cave, and I'm over here like alienating even more people. I'm the worst at branding.
No. You know what? This is how we do it, man. This is how you differentiate. This is how you differentiate.
Yeah.
But I guess let's go ahead. I already.
That's true, Bobby. Yeah, if you're Christian, you got to forgive me anyway.
Yeah.
It's in the rules. You have to.
Okay, look, I don't make Jesus and God and the Holy Ghost. They made the rules. See, so you and you know what? I don't want to take this down this road.
Exactly right, Screwface. That's exactly right.
I don't want to take it down this road, but I promise you, this is why Christianity was enforced upon black slaves, because it's like when they let the slaves go, it's like, ooh, guess what? You have to forgive me.
70 times 7, homie. 70 times 7. You've got to forgive. You know, that's not very Christ-like. If you kill me like the Haitians did, that's not Christ-like.
You can't kill me. And you know what? And you know what? No matter how many times I whipped you, no matter how many times I sexually assaulted your mother, your wife, your children, I stole your children right out of your hands. As soon as they came out of your womb, I took them. And you know what? You gotta forgive me. You gotta forgive me. You know why?
Damn. Hey, by the way, also everything happens for a reason.
Oh, yeah, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, so there you go.
You don't know his plan. Your plan was for you to come here. You had to go through that because that was the trials and tribulations to make you the kind of person that you are today. So if you get mad at me, understand that you're getting mad at God because God put these trials and tribulations in front of you. Yeah. And if you sit there and say you can't forgive me when God forgave you for everything that you have done in your life, then you have not been worthy of the grace of salvation of Jesus Christ.
And you know what they say? God works in mysterious ways.
By the way, I was a super Christian in my life. I was going to be a pastor when I was 24. I was straight up, like, when people talk to me, because I know a lot of atheists, like, they become like, for instance, Judah Rad. Judah Rad's an atheist because he's been an atheist his whole life. So it's like, it's just his default, right? Yeah. But I was a devout Bible studying, go to work with the Bible Christian. And people are always like, man, you really know your shit. I'm like, yeah, and I was one of y'all.
He's like, I was there. It's like, I know. I mean, I never, not that late in life, but like when I was a teenager, I actually did at one point have aspirations of being a reverend. And
wow.
Yeah, like not like it was weird because like it is kind of why I know how like people like when we were talking earlier about like AOC and like how she was like doing her like when she was churching up her speech. I was like, I know that kind of talk because I've done it before, and like unironically, I've done it unironically, like when like talking to people, talking to audiences in a religious fashion.
Reverend Blerd,
right? But and here's the thing, and this is talking as a whole Catholic, so it would have been even more crazy. Like as
Father Blerd.
Yeah, I would have been Father Blerd, but I would have delivered sermons like a reverend, like a pastor,
like a Southern Baptist.
Yeah, that like I don't know, like I don't even know if most people catch it, but it's like it's kind of like why when I do that old joke from Don't Be a Menace, it's like it's why I do it so good. If you hit a man in time, his wounds will heal. If you steal from a man in time, you can replace what you have stolen. I could do it all day. Like, it was one of those things, like, I got real good. Like,
well.
right? Look, and wait a minute. Look, get the little, get the little thing. I'd be like, see, y'all.
Yeah, that's
Y'all ain't here.
See, by the way, being a new bald head dude, I realized why y'all be carrying around rags in your pocket. That's just, I'm like, all just bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm like, God damn.
Because there's nothing to catch it. There's nothing to catch it. You just
That's
it just comes down. It just comes down. the Blerd prosperity plan. But no, that's why, like, that's why I think once upon a time when Rob from Comics Explained was on, he was talking about, he's like, man, Blerd talks like a preacher. That's kind of where it comes from. It's kind of where it comes from sometimes, because sometimes it just slips out. But yeah, I used to, like I said, I got out early though. Like about around the time I got around like 14, 15, I was like, yeah, no, fuck this.
Yeah. Speaking in tongues, Catholics don't do that.
No, we don't do that. No, we don't play with God on that level.
No.
We're too solemn.
But they do believe.
Yes.
In the, what is it called? The transmogrification. I forget what it's called.
Oh, the
transmutation.
Yeah, the transmutation
of
yeah.
the blood in the bread. And I remember I've gone back and forth with this Catholic chaplain one time, and I was like you, like, is literally the body and blood of Christ? Yes, literally. And I'm like, but it's bread and it's wine.
I was like, this is right. I was like,
spiritually, it's the same. I'm like, I'm really having trouble here. So like,
this is
in the esophagus, does it turn to blood? He's like, no. I'm like, so symbolically, it's blood and body.
Like,
no, it's literally the blood and body. I'm like, man, I don't.
I'm like, man, these crackers is whack, okay? These crackers are whack. Look, if this is what he tastes like, if this is supposed to be his body, I'm like, dude, this thing's like bland as fuck. Dude, Jesus ain't got no seasoning? Damn. I mean, I guess. But,
why was he shit-faced 24/7?
I'm like, God damn.
Oh, man.
But no,
oh, shit. Hold on a second. Hold on. We need to fucking stop.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What you got?
Yasuke.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna bring him up.
Yeah, go. I told you, like, we did it to ourselves. We did it to ourselves.
For real.
We're gonna do 5.
Yasuke.
We'll do 5.
Make
max.
sure to mute your deal. Ask a couple questions. What's going on?
Scared the living shit out of me. Oh my god.
Yo,
guys, listen. I'm gonna try to be relatively quick because I know you all cut the time down because of me because I talk too much.
It actually was. It was.
To be fair, it was everybody.
It was Blerd. No, it wasn't everybody. It was Blerd because he asked him some question. Then he wants to go over in a 7-hour thing and then complain about the 4-hour stream.
Okay,
all right, look. I feel attacked, but it is true. It is true. I was trying to be diplomatic. Okay.
I feel a little less self-conscious. So okay, it's both of our faults. All right, well, got it.
There you go.
So real quick, because I'm hungry and I'm gonna need to get some food in a second. But I wanted to do a rant focused on a little bit of what y'all talked about, and then I'll ask my question because I actually do have a question. But if y'all let me, real quick. All right. So 3 talking points with this rant, right? 1. All right. So the Crow, as I live and breathe, has a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which again, hey,
that's
better than Borderlands, good enough for me. All right, I'm chilling. All right. All I gotta say. Rant number 2 is the fact that for a fact that like HBO did not give a shit about Lovecraft Country because you can watch that shit on Tubi now. Like think about that real quick.
They gave it away.
And it's been there for a while. Like it's been there for
I think it's been at least a year. At least a year or 2.
That's disrespectful.
Like you can literally go to the Black Cinema tab that they got. You see Lovecraft Country, and you see it along with films like Trust Nobody, Trust Nobody 2, Still No Trust, and Trust Nobody 3, The Final Chapter. That is just think about that. A show with that caliber is just crazy to me. It's just like wow, they think we're that belligerent. That's just it's just yeah. It's close with that. Number 3, I will never ever forgive Netflix for canceling The Get Down because I thought that show was incredible. I watched it when it came out. was like 2016, a show that's really a period piece focused on like the celebration of like the birth of hip hop and graffiti culture and like b-boy culture. Well cast, well written, had Baz Luhrmann on top of it, right? Like popular as shit. Like literally had Shamik Moore play a character called, and I quote, Shaolin Fantastic, the Lady Killing Romantic. One of the smoothest fucking names I've ever heard in my entire life, right? It's just like we can't win. Like we can't win. Like this shit was too good for them. We had to cancel after one season for no reason.
Can't win for losing. But just that's how that shit goes though. If you make it, if you target something that white people can't digest, it reminds me of In Living Color versus what was the one that John Leguizamo put out? House of Buggin'.
Yes.
House of Buggin'. But here's the thing: it was like it wasn't even like it was black and Latin, but it was like black and Latin from New York. You know what I mean? And it was like
that's a special
if you were
kind.
from California, you wouldn't even get this shit. And then it was like then it didn't make it past. It was not even. I think it was one season. It was only one season.
I think.
Yeah, only one season.
Yeah.
I forgot about it till you brought it up.
Wow,
it was that shit was funny though.
It's hilarious too.
Yeah.
Oh well, that was it with a rant. Thanks for letting me do that because now I feel so much better. But now my actual question, because y'all were talking about Bo DeMeo. Again, I came late obviously because I had work, but we all were talking about Bo DeMeo, and I was listening a little bit of that. But did y'all hear? Because I talked about it on my podcast last week with my boy Seamus. But I was like, did y'all hear that he like kind of had like a pitch for like what his version of like a Blade 4 with Wesley would look like?
I heard about that. I heard about that.
Yeah, I mean,
something about it. Why? What was up with that?
I just want to know what your thoughts on it were, because like I mean, I have the article right in front of me, like conveniently prepared, just in case I needed to be on it. Yeah, I feel like I'm like the third host on the show at this point.
August 12th, so 10 days ago, 97 writer Bo DeMeo shares a pitch for Wesley Snipes' Blade film.
Yeah, it's I'll read it. It's literally just like, so it says like, he's like, vampire dystopia when they learned to daywalk and took over, humans are cattle. Bo DeMeo tweeted, but Brother Voodoo, part of the human resistance, learns Blade was dissected and entombed and resurrects him so that they can hunt Vernay, which again, that's blood hunt type shit. In the dark hole to wipe out all vampires, and he's to treat it like Kurosawa. So like, what are your
It'd be
thoughts
like
on
some Logan type shit. It sounds like a Logan send-off type of deal is what it sounds like.
Right.
Like you know, honestly, I mean, I'd watch it.
It looks dope.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks dope. Oh, he says it right here in this article. Yeah, he said a Logan-like send-off movie. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would be dude. I'd watch the shit out of that actually.
Yeah. And it's funny because like Ryan Reynolds like recently on social media has been like trying to like, you know, ingrain in people's heads like, hey, this man deserves like a Logan send-off. Let's like make
that's where I heard it, because I was like, where have I heard this before? It was on Instagram. Ryan Reynolds exactly said that exact same thing. Yep.
Yep. I mean, I would co-sign it. I would literally put my I'd put the Blerd Without Fear stamp of approval on it, and in a heartbeat.
Well, let's hope that Bo DeMeo wasn't putting mushroom stamps of approval on coworkers. maybe he'll come back and give it.
Bo DeMeo was on his Louder with Crowder bullshit.
That is hilarious. That's so
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, of course. Yeah, we're gonna state that allegedly. But yeah, no, I thought this idea was cool. Like, I'm definitely I would love to see it, but again, like, part of me is a little butthurt because like I've been working on a Blade pitch for the past like 4 years, like just low key, and like there's some aspects to that my pitch that are in here. I'm just like, DeMeo,
see,
but
that's your sign.
It is what it is.
That's your sign that you can't hold on to the thing. You just got to put that shit out there. You gotta.
That's true.
Because I'm gonna tell you. Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I'm saying, go ahead.
I was gonna say, don't be like that weirdo. There's a guy I know that legitimately, unironically thinks that they stole his story about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I forgot it. Yeah, he did. Because he put it on Twitter. But like, if you look at it, it got like 20 likes. Like, it was like, you're like, bro, it's not like your shit went viral and the movie came out. No,
but and also like making horror versions of popular fairy tales is not exactly original. But
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Baudemont did steal your idea. Fuck that guy.
Maybe. Yeah. Fuck that, you know? But yeah, guys, listen, I don't want to waste more time again. I am also starving, but thank you.
Hey, go do your thing, Pip.
Thank you for having me as well. Also, Ernie, can you drop that article you said about your friend about the Acolyte? Because I want to read it. I want
definitely. I'll definitely, Here, matter of fact.
Or just DM it to me or something, because I'm curious about it.
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you.
Right.
I'll shoot it to you.
Late. See
all right, fellas. Yeah, I'm going, all right?
You too, brother.
Screwface Capone, you coming up.
What's up?
Screwface Capone, what's going on? Mute your YouTube. And what you
All right,
got for us?
What's going on?
Hold on
How
one
you doing?
second.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
whoa, we got you. We got
Okay,
you.
great. So, yeah, I just wanted to just come in and like say a few random things. So I think the last guy had mentioned to Get Down. I'm probably another person who will never forgive Netflix for canceling it. Pretty much for every reason that he said. Probably like one of the slickest. Like the show is like this like little slick tribute to like the end of the disco era is in how it merged to like the start of the hip hop era. So yeah, definitely. The second thing I wanted to mention, maybe some other streaming service will pick it up, maybe like Amazon, Hulu, or whatever.
Yeah.
But then again, the other thing I wanted to say, I think you guys were talking about mental illness and how it relates to racism earlier, and another random thought that popped in my mind. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Terry Davis, the Temple OS guy.
The what?
The Temple OS guy.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, like he had invented his own like little operating system, and it was Christian focused, and he was saying all this CIA stuff.
Now. It was
like usually
it was a borderline
Temple
cult
OS.
shit. Yeah, it was a borderline cult shit almost.
Right. Like usually I don't like the use of mental illness to like try to like excuse racism. I mean, I can see how I can explain it, but I don't use to excuse it. But I think in his particular case, if you look at his mannerisms stuff, you can see how mental illness kind of played into that. So there's layers of it into it.
Yep. Because that's another thing about when it comes to certain things like schizophrenia, that they're very prone to conspiracy theories and things like that because of the way the paranoia works on their brain anyway. So no, you're right. And I actually do like what you said about it can explain it, but it shouldn't excuse it.
Right.
The example I give is first of all, narcissism. We use that word to just we use it often to just describe somebody who's self-centered or selfish and they're mean or whatever. But it's a literal no shit pathological diagnosis, right? And when you're diagnosed with what the fuck? This is how you know I'm tired. Narcissism. Jesus Christ. I just said the word, I forgot. So when you're diagnosed with narcissism, it's not like you sit there and go, hey guys, by the way, I'm a narcissist, been diagnosed, took the tests. So when I'm a dick to you, you can't get mad at me. You're
that's the rule.
If you're mad at me, then you're just ableist. So right?
And
no,
if
that's
you're
not the way
Christian,
that
you
shit
have
works.
to forgive me. If you're Christian, you have to forgive me too.
Right. Have the tie back. I like that. Hey, but it's like, the guy, the narcissist knows that. Okay, well, you gotta go get help, bro. Like, you can't just be abusing people around you. You gotta fucking figure it out, or be alone. So even if it is due to an accident, your racism, like, you have to fucking figure it out. Get help, get therapy, get medication, do what you need to do to figure it out. You just can't be like, sorry, I'm this way because I got an accident. Nope. You do that shit over there.
And do you think that somebody who's got a disorder like narcissism, are they going to really come out and just admit that they're a narcissist, even when they're displaying that kind of behavior or whatnot?
Exactly. That's a very smart thing because in the last class that I took on pathology, one of the hardest parts to figure out, like, rates of incidents on narcissism is exactly because of that. Because the very nature of how narcissism presents, it would lead to the individual not thinking they had narcissism in the first place, so they don't go get help. They don't get diagnosed. So we actually don't know how many people out there could have. That's exactly correct.
Right.
That's exactly correct.
And the crazy thing about it too is just the fact that
And also the Callisto protocol is free on Epic Games.
Oh yeah,
I got it. I got it for free. My graphics card like about a year ago, and I always meant to play it. So
I love
just
it.
dive into it.
I love it. Actually, you know what? I already own it on PlayStation, but I guess I will now own it twice. But no, I think when it comes down to it, textbook narcissism is one of those things. Like it's a terrible thing just in and of itself. But at the same time, I'm always just kind of like, you know what? Like, how do you deal? Like, how do you deal? Like, honestly, Epic Store. Yeah, you got to go to Epic. Also, did you know they added a cart to the Epic Game Store finally? Don't know when it happened, but I love that it's there.
It was a while ago.
Oh, see, that shows you how little I buy shit from there. I usually just go for the free games. I go for the free games and call it a day.
Yeah, when I buy games, it's usually either Steam or GOG.com for me.
Yeah. If I have my choice, it's usually Steam is usually going to be the one. Steam, give me Steam just about any day of the week. I like Epic, but man, I don't know what it is. Like sometimes I just don't like opening the app. I don't know why. It's to no fault of anyone's. And if I have a game on Epic, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take that. Was it how you can do like in Steam? You can add games that aren't from there. I'll just put it in there so I can open it there.
Yeah.
Because there's a game 100%. I have on Amazon Prime Gaming called Chroma Squad. That's how I play it. I don't play it through the Amazon app. I play it through Steam.
Amazon is a mess. I like playing Neo Geo game. They got like a bunch of Neo Geo games that are available on there, and I love playing them. But that app is a mess.
It's and that's the thing. You hit it right there. It has a lot of stuff I like because I love the Neo Geo stuff. They have a lot of classic games on there you can get that you can't really find too quick anywhere else. But goddamn, it's a piece of shit app. Like it's not even just what it is. It's a little thing. It's dumb, and it should make me so mad. But I noticed that when you click on a game in your library, and let's say you back out of that, like you go to the games page, you see the trailer, you can click play or whatever. Let's say you decide you don't want to play that game. You click back. It doesn't put you back where you are in your library where you clicked on the game. It always sends you back to the top of your library.
Right.
And that's annoying to me.
I think that and the Nintendo Switch Store are probably the worst interfaces in there.
I don't even go to the Nintendo Switch Store. I buy the game on the desktop site and then go play the game.
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
but yes, thank you so much.
I'm gonna duck out. I'm cooking dinner, and I promise my wife that I'll have dinner ready by the time she gets home. So,
hey,
you guys have a great rest of your Steam, and peace out, guys.
Hey, take care. All right.
Well, that was a good stream.
I like it. That was good. I tell you what. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's see here.
Harris is on stage right now.
Oh, wait. Oh, well, that's what we got to go do. Sorry, I got to go support the queen, even though she makes me upset with some things. I'm going to go support. Robo knows what I'm talking about. There's some, she's going to need to say some right things to make me a little bit happier, but she's still going to get my vote because I won't vote for Trump. But I won't be happy about it. I won't be the happiest person. I'll be medium. I'll actually be kind of like minimum happy. But I'll be a lot happier if she says the right thing. She has to say the thing. I'm sorry. That said, I don't have anything to really announce. I don't know. Do you have anything, Robo? You got to...
Nope. Just follow me at Left Face and Left Face TV. That's it.
Oh, and also don't forget about Nerds of Culture Pod. Nerdsofculture.pod on Threads. Go follow there too.
Please.
I feel like the Threads is popping off. I think the Threads experiment has worked largely. I think it has worked. I'm a lot happier. Yes, there are some idiots on there too, but there are different kind of idiots.
That's everywhere.
You're not gonna. You're never gonna be idiot free. Yeah, actually, there's better moderation tools on Threads than you'll ever find anywhere else. That said, I think.
God damn, it's like just Michael Jackson coming out.
Oh, goddamn. Okay.
Like a 10-minute applause.
Jesus Christ. Wait, is she going to... Now, here's the thing. Will she stand on stage perfectly still For 10
she's
minutes
saying
while people
thank you,
applaud?
and
Okay.
then- and doing the.
I thought she was gonna do the Michael Jackson thing. He's like he just stands there like perfectly still for 10 minutes. It's like, did Mike? Is he okay? He knows he needs to move. I guess so. Fuck it. But no, we're gonna get out of here because I actually do want to watch this, and yeah, we'll be back next time. Keep it locked. Tune in next week. I don't know. We'll have something cooked up for you there too. Might even try and I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I have no idea what we're going to talk about next week. But know to tune in for the Blerd Cave. I actually might talk about The Crow on this Saturday. We'll see. That said, you know what? For everyone in Blurcoa, everyone in the chat, and oh, wait, real quick. I do want to say, I actually have selected 3 people. You're randomly going to get this. So keep an eye out for your DMs. You might get something special here very soon. I just didn't want to say it here, but you'll know who you are when I message you on Discord, because I think all of you are in the Discord server on some level or another. But that's a yes. For Blurcoa, for the chat, Earth's Mightiest subscribers, for Robo, I'm the Blur Without Fear. And you know what? This actually feels more appropriate today than it has ever felt in the history of ever. But Hulk Hogan, you can go to hell.